Good morning. Yep, it's morning technically, everybody. I'm Jimbo.
I'm Kemper.
We are the Stand. What is up besides you great people at 12:21 a.m. on Wednesday morning?
Everybody doing okay today?
Let's go ahead and get a one up in the chat if you guys have heard or saw the Ernie and Jimbo McDonald's meeting.
From many different angles. I think that was our daytime TV for today, for everybody. It was wild.
Yes, I mean, we got to bed late again last night and get up early this morning and check a few things and see my phone is just lit up like a Christmas tree. Messages upon messages and missed phone calls and voicemails, and apparently Ernest Shell was arrested.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything about that, Kemper?
Just a little bit. I mean, Doofus posted it on his 2 Facebook accounts. he always seems to want to document that way, but yeah, that was one of the first things I saw was him leaving jail.
It's well documented.
I didn't even know you were live.
It's well documented. He was in jail for a short time.
Yeah.
And do you know what he was charged with? I can't remember. Anybody know what he was charged with? Let's see it in the chat. What was Ernie charged with this morning?
Probably running the glory hole.
Yeah, he was in there, North Carolina Princess, for a couple hours, it seems. Yeah, my avatar is actually the mugshot.
Intoxication.
But what specifically about that intoxication
was not alcohol.
Yes, excluding alcohol. Public intoxication, excluding alcohol.
Wonder what that would be.
Actually, if you read on down, it said something about controlled substance. Now,
wouldn't that be a pill?
I believe that's pain pills.
Yep.
Good old medication, pharmaceutical relief.
Casper.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
What
you been doing, Ern? Is that your anxiety meds, buddy? Or somebody else's?
No, I didn't say he was intoxicated, Doug. I said intoxicated. Doug, you trying to play on those words, man? Come on, man. Yeah, controlled substance could be anything um, that you put inside your body, I guess, that's I don't know, controlled by the government, or there's levels to it, like specifically, pain medicine, Norco,
Yep.
um, hydrocodone, oxycontin, Vicodin, things like that.
Yep.
Well, now,
I mean, not for nothing. I would be somewhat wanting to guess that it could have been like Ritalin or Adderall. The way that he's up all the time.
yeah, I got a little video show here in a minute that I don't think it was Ritalin or Adderall. Um, but that's my opinion, and that's not an expert opinion. That's just my opinion. Um, now we may get some votes going on as to what you all think after we see some video. Um, I know Ern don't like that video coming out, but we're gonna bring it out anyway.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if you guys know, but in my little chance meeting with the master deceptor down there, deceiver, he told me, I don't do drugs, Jimbo. He said, they drug tested me, by the way. Okay, Ernie. Yeah, they drug tested me. I've been drug tested 3 times in 4 days. Okay. Well, you remember what I said about telling the truth or telling a lie? Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna tell some truth and then you're gonna throw in a lie there and somebody catches you in it, that's all the stand brings is stuff we can prove.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Because if you throw in a little lie in there with your truth, it discredits all your truth, right?
Mm-hmm. It does.
So we already had questions about the pictures of the urine samples that DCS supposedly allowed them to take.
Mm-hmm.
So he mentioned that actually. DCS passed their drug test, was cleared on all charges. Um, passed drug test at Madison County Detention Center, cleared on all those charges. They're going to drop it down to, I can't remember what he said.
Vagrancy.
Vagrancy.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so I said, your criminal record ain't going to be so clean no more then. He goes, oh yeah, Will. Yeah.
I'm gonna make you a cup of ice. Which one of those Pioneer Woman cups do you want? You want the dark blue one or the white one?
Give me the dark blue one.
Okay.
We got choices in life here.
Hell yeah, by God.
I want the dark blue Pioneer Woman cup or the white one. Dark blue.
That's awesome, dude.
So anyway, while Ern's telling me, about his unfortunate arrest, and I said, did they give you a field sobriety test, Ernie? No, they didn't give me no field sobriety test. I said, why did they charge you with controlled substance then? You know what his answer was?
What's that?
Benny.
Wow.
Benny called him. I said, damn, Benny's got that much power from Texas.
Mm-hmm. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
A YouTube creator calling from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and they arrest you on his word without even a sobriety test at all, just threw you in jail. Well, he explained to me that he was just trying to cross the street and stumbled over and almost hit a car. I was just crossing the street, going to get a hotel room, 7 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I guess it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was correct earlier. But anyway, one of our wonderful mods decided to do a little fact checking. And she had a little live video of herself earlier. And she gave me permission. Miss Gossip, you guys see her in the chat. Wave at her. Give her a wave. Gossip and T Conspiracies. That's her. Wave at her because we fixing to watch her video where she proves Ernie's lying again. And this is what we here at the stand call a receipt. Right?
A debunk. Yep, exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, debunk is Jamie's big word.
Yeah.
And he's made it popular. You know why? Because he debunks everything Ernie says.
Well, I mean, Ernie does have to work for you. All you have to do is catch it.
So I'm going to play.
This is one of those catches right here.
I'm going to play Miss Gossip's video here, and she makes a phone call to the Madison County Police Department, the detention center in Madison County, Kentucky. She makes all that crystal clear when she calls them, so Ernie don't say that wasn't the right one or that was doctored. So let's just give a close listen to what they say about drug testing at the Madison County Detention Center.
Words.
Actually, let me pull up my screen share. I was all jacked up and ready to go, and I didn't even pull up my screen share.
Get it, Jimbo.
I got you.
You've been riding adrenaline all day, ain't you?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I ain't going to sleep for, I don't know, maybe like a week like Ernie. It's going to be a week before I go to sleep.
All natural, though.
Yeah. Adrenaline, baby. Adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now let's hear Miss Gossip's video.
Yes, I have a question. My name is Leah Johnson, and I'm an individual journalist. And I just have a question real quick about jail procedure. When somebody is brought in, do you all actually give a panel drug test, or is the toxicology report taken by blood and sent off?
We don't do that unless it's like court ordered.
Okay, so
now, like toxicology, that type of thing is all done by the police officers.
Okay, so
before they're brought here.
Okay. You had an inmate this morning by the name of Ernie Shell, okay, which we are doing an investigation on. He is proclaiming that, I know he was brought in under public intoxication and it was not alcohol, that you all done a panel drug test on him and he was clean. And so that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, we do not, once they're brought here, we do not drug test them or anything like that unless it is ordered by the judge, like after they've already saw the judge, like as a release condition to get out, to make sure, you know, that they have everything out of their system, which is like for MCR or like home incarceration, that type of thing. But like before coming to jail and like being charged with it, like having blood drawn or drug tests, anything like that is all up to the police officer that brings them in.
Okay, so what you're saying is he was not giving a panel test to have a clean urine screen.
Not here at the jail, no. I can't say if he had one at if he went to the hospital and had one with the police officer or not, but not here at the jail, no, ma'am.
Okay, you do not administer that.
No, not once that they've been brought here in our custody. We do not.
Okay, and I have no idea if he went to the hospital at this time. I'm assuming he did not. He was let out, still under the influence, as you could probably tell if you were around him.
I actually wasn't here when he got brought in or was released, so I actually don't know.
Right.
I heard about who you're talking about, but I wasn't here, so I'm not sure.
I'm sure you're going to get several phone calls. I'm just saying. I'm just acting, like I said, as an independent, trying to get him to get help, okay? You know, that's what my main goal here is to do. And I just wanted to make sure that I pretty much figured it was a lie, okay?
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Right. Do you all even draw blood there when bringing an inmate in?
No. We don't do any kind of urine test or blood draw when bringing an inmate in unless it is done at the hospital with the police officer.
Okay, and this is for sure, I mean, even though I know the number, Madison County Detention Center in Kentucky, where he was this morning, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you have a officer, what did you say your name was again?
My name.
Bang!
Boom, boom.
Oh, that's Diamond Dallas Page. My bad. That's a different time Ernie got.
Damn. Ernie.
Gossip got you, Ern. She got you. Now, you guys check out Gossip's page and go over there and give her a like and subscribe to her channel because she earned it, baby. Right there is earning it. That's earning your keep,
Yep.
so to speak. You know, like she brought the thunder down on Ernie today. So
Yeah.
telling everybody all morning long that I ain't no drug addict. I don't do drugs. I was arrested because Benny Key said I was on drugs, and I was cleared because I took a urine test and passed it. Wrong. No, you didn't. So, which leads me to my next question. Why lie about it?
Like that mason jar.
Mm-hmm. So, why lie about it?
Well, he's got to sort of deflect off the get, dude. You know,
Yeah, but
he's guilty.
surely he's as smart as he is. He knows that people are checking everything he says now, right? I mean,
You would think.
he claims he's got all these stalkers. That people are just trying to see him fail,
Mm-hmm.
and so does that mean that he's also lying about passing 3 drug tests in the last 4 days?
Well, I'd say he's taken no drug test in the past 3 days. Would be my correct guess, but yeah,
That would be your correct guess.
yeah. I don't think he's taken a drug test.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's what I'm saying. I believe that's a confident yes. He's not taking one. So, yeah.
So,
Because I know he didn't take one for DCS. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another funny little story there. His little DCS claim that him and all the children and adults in the household took drug tests, and then they lined up the urine samples, which did look like urine samples in those little pea cups, and I guess DCS cleared them and gave them the urine back and said, "Now go here, take you some pictures of that and put it on Facebook and YouTube." Come on, man.
for real, dude. People ain't stupid.
You say you just don't even think, man. You don't even think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how easy is it to check to see if you're lying? I would just about tell you that, now there's probably, not going to be as loose with the information, but as a general question, you might be able to call down there to the local DCS and ask them, if they came in and did a urine test on you and your family, would they then allow you to take back those urine tests, stack them up on a coffee table, take pictures of them, and post them on social media? I would say that they would deny that and say, no, they wouldn't do that.
They'd probably laugh at you.
Yeah.
Or at least a snicker.
Yeah.
Well, since they're not the ones that give you a drug test.
Right.
Yeah. 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 That's an whole other thing. Like, we've had other people tell us that they actually even, they're so strict that they will watch you take the test.
Yep.
Get her.
Well, they usually send you out. Like they send you.
I
out.
mean, it's probably just like doing probation.
Out.
Urine screen.
Out.
And they watch you there. So
yeah. How do you know?
Because I've been on probation before. No, I've been on probation before.
I know you've been forthcoming. You don't hide nothing. You're not Ernie.
I had to take a 5-panel drug screen and alcohol test every other day for a year.
Oh God, every other day?
Yeah. It got expensive. It was $20 a drug test.
And they make you pay for it.
That was rent that I was paying out just for drug test. Yep. Like over $400 a month.
Exactly oppositional effect.
But I did.
Chain of custody.
I did my time.
Chain of custody.
Mm-hmm.
So
All of my charges stem around possession of marijuana. So that is my criminal history. Period. No violence, no theft, no anything like that. Just possessing a plant. So
all right, let's talk about Ernie some more. So just in case the Madison County Detention Center didn't make it clear enough that he didn't take a drug test, and that we do believe he was his mind was altered by, or chemically enhanced, or whatever, chemically altered. I did catch his Facebook video of him riding in the cab on his Facebook Live on the way through Corbin, and I put a little music to it, and I want you guys to watch this video, and then we're going to take a little poll and ask if we think that the man in the video is, I don't know, high as a kite.
yeah, I've seen that one. It's good.
Let me pull this one up. Oh, I got all kinds of videos to pull up tonight, guys.
Dude, he had that dead stare, dude, in that cab ride. It was weird.
Oh, you must be talking about a different time during the cab ride. He ain't staring at nothing in this video.
Oh, really?
Staring at the back of his eyelids.
I was gonna say the one I seen, it was like his eyes were open. I mean, they were pretty much wide open, but it was like nobody was there. Like I said, a dead stare almost. It was weird.
Man.
But only watched it for a few minutes.
Now, I did borrow this video from Ernie's Facebook, so we're going to use the Fair Use Claims Act here and use this for educational purposes only. Do not do drugs. Because, well, watch the video.
Stop.
All right, now let's see a 1 in the chat if you think he's high as a kite. And the dude jumps on Facebook Live to document it and show you just how high he is, because he thinks you're going to believe him when he says he passed a drug test.
Yep. I mean, this was right after he just did his drug test, right? According to him.
Right after.
Because, I mean, he was picked up, like, 5 in the morning or so?
Yep.
And he was released at 7, I think, wasn't it?
I guess.
So, yeah, he did all that and nodded out in the fucking cab on the way to Corbin. It's wild. Yeah, we got some fun for in store for everybody tonight. It's going to be a good time.
I'm checking messages here. Checking messages.
Tony's hollering.
Ernie Smells is checking. Is sending us one here. Let me.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let me pull that one up right quick. That's a good one too. This is not today. This one is not from today, but
I think I've seen this one.
yeah, this is it's still an oldie but a goodie.
Oh yeah.
This is when he was in Georgia.
Yep, I have seen it. Is this like a 7-second clip?
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that. It's
Yeah.
not long at all, but well worth the wait. Well worth. Shit, I typed in the wrong.
Be messing up over here, Jimbo.
I messed up, man. I'm sorry. Okay.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. You guys are packing the house again, man. I'm loving it. I mean, after a day like today and about the evening that we're about to have, it's going to be wonderful. Because what we got to play later on, you're going to be like, wow. Quit laughing.
This video's so funny, man.
I know, dude. I know. It's almost like you expect him to lick a forehead, you know?
Oh my God.
The back of it. It's good shit.
Here we go. You see that? Matt, can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can see it? Okay. Let's play it then.
Keep me company. Keep me company.
Yeah, I figured we watched it like 3 times since it was so short. Oh, doggy.
Yeah, but that was from 2019.
Yeah.
That was right after he was running down the highway.
Yeah, he was he had a couple bad episodes that really damaged his hell, I don't know. He's just damaged.
Yep.
So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got all kinds of windows lined up. Let's see what I got. No, we already went over that one. I don't even know. Oh.
So who in the chat got to see Jimbo do his thing with Ernie today? And if you liked what you saw, throw a heart up for Jimbo.
Middle of the four-way.
Oh, shucks.
Out where the traffic.
Oh, wait. If you didn't like what you saw from Jimbo, throw a Ernie in there, or AKA a turd.
They didn't direct us.
Because not for nothing, I woke up to like a dream come true. Except for I wasn't sitting there. That's the only way it could have gotten better. But I got to witness a human try to talk to another human into helping themselves to get the help that they need. It wasn't about ego for Jimbo. It wasn't about any of that. It was about, dude, you need help. And I mean, he tried many different angles to get Ernie to get help. And I know sitting here that if Ernie asked for help, Jimbo would have helped him. He would have got him to the place that can help him. So personally, I loved what I seen today. I didn't like the outcome because Ernie's still out there doing the dumb old shit he's doing. But I really liked what I saw today.
Yeah.
Even though I had technical difficulties going on the whole time.
Then let's talk about some of these technical difficulties.
What do you mean, my muted? It phased out. It almost like it snap, crackle, popped.
No, I'm talking about.
me. Oh.
I'm talking about when people were saying You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Yeah, we were muted. Both of us were muted. I told Ernie said he wanted to talk about Shelby. Let's mute. I was like, just turn the phone off then. Just turn it off and let's be men. Put the phones down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a man. You're a man. Turn the damn thing off. Put it down.
Yep.
Everything don't have to happen on live video. And I didn't care if there's 100 people, 200 people, 2,000 people, or one person watching. I went down there because Ernie needs to go get some help.
Yep.
And I told him, you need to go get some help. I said, will you at least go to a hospital and get an evaluation and at least consider what the medical professional suggests? You know what he said? I don't need no help. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
He didn't say it right away, though, if you noticed. He waited a second. Because I think he really does understand he needs help. He just don't want to do it. Things are hitting too good right now. You know what I mean?
Money than he ever has in his life.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to give it up without a fight. It's sad, but that's what he's doing to himself. And he don't understand all that money he's about to make. He's going to have none of it because he's going to end up in the hospital. He's going to end up in trouble.
Or worse.
Yeah. I mean, walking down the highway in the middle of the road. Seriously? 2 days in a row?
Michelle Hancock, I haven't, it's been so busy today, I haven't really even got to look at emails. I'll check them soon, though, I promise. You know, I'm not Ern. I don't need a team to check all my emails, but I will check them and I will respond to everybody's email, I promise. I can't promise you'll like my response, but I will promise that it will be me and I will respond.
But, yeah, Ernie does need help. And, I mean, I think he definitely got some real in touch situation about Amber today. You know what I mean? After watching her testimony on the trial and all that.
He tried to call her.
Oh, I know. And she didn't even answer. Actually, she had it where it wouldn't ring, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that was a block.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that'll tell you on that side what's going on.
So during our little talk, he asked me, do you really think I killed Ronnie King? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I know that Shelby killed Ronnie King. But, and then he said something like, you think I went up there? Or back up there? Keyword.
Yeah, back. He said it like 3 different times.
I said, yes, Ernie, I do. I looked him right in the eyeballs and I told him, yes, I do. I do believe you were involved. I didn't want to believe it, but now I do. I really do believe it. And after some things were pointed out to me about his demeanor and some of the key words he said, we're getting ready to go over that.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe it. The entire reason that I wanted to get the trial DVDs, or actually it was transcripts at first.
It was about his character.
No.
Wasn't it?
It was because of
Ernie.
Ernie.
The gun. Yeah.
No. Ernie was destroying Don Wells or saying that his daughter was a tough little girl. And I'm not picking a side or saying anything about, I'm not even going to say what I think in that case. But fact is, Ernie crucified him for it, for saying that. He's guilty. He's guilty. He said, She was. Keyword was. You don't slip up. That's subconscious telling on himself. Now, I wanted to get the transcripts to show some of Ernie's inconsistencies, and so that what he said wasn't always like in the WYNT video when he said, that's not what me and Shelby meant to do. That's not what we was raised to do. And then he said WYNT butchered it and made him look like a killer. Well, I'll tell you right now, this video today happened this morning at McDonald's in Corbin. Hasn't been butchered.
Nope.
It's me and Ernie talking, and then Ernie is going to talk about going back to the crime scene. He don't say, I wasn't at the crime scene. I didn't take Shelby to the crime scene. He said, I didn't go back to the crime scene.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's almost word for word, right?
Yeah, he says that. And he also says, you really think I went back up there? Or something to that nature a few minutes later, too.
Yeah, we're getting ready to hear it right from the horse's ass's mouth. That's going to be on our new T-shirt, too. The horse's ass's mouth.
You think I killed Ronnie King? Honestly.
I know Shelby killed Ronnie King. He told me he did.
You think I went back and done all that southern stuff on supposedly what you said a while ago, right? All I know is I was not involved in that murder, and I felt sorry for both parts of the family. I never went back and never done nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So did y'all hear that?
Yep.
You hear him say he never went back? I didn't go back. And then I never went back.
And that's wild that he says it that way.
Why do you say back
Mm-hmm.
if you hadn't been there before?
If you weren't involved.
How are you going back or not going back if you ain't been there? Yep. Oops. Exactly, Aries. Oops.
Exactly.
Slip of the lip.
Just like he
Don Wells is guilty.
Yep.
He did it. I bust his ass.
Well, I mean, honestly, when he started carrying on a few minutes after he made those statements, you could hear it in his voice. Dude he's got a guilty conscience. He really does. The way that he was talking, man, you can hear it.
Well, you know, we talk about his body language and what we think we hear, but what we know we hear is he denied going back. How do you not go back to somewhere you haven't been?
Mm-hmm.
You think if he could say it over, he would say, I didn't go there. Or I wasn't there.
He probably didn't even realize it.
He does now.
Remember, he don't watch our show. Only watch a couple hours.
Here.
Get in here. Anna.
So.
Hold on. I'm done with mine too. Hold on.
So yeah, he definitely said back quite a few times today, referring to Ronnie King's house.
So
anyway,
now, if you think he had been there before because he kept saying back, throw one up in the chat.
Sorry, I'm over here reading these comments. People banging up tonight too. Loving it. Chop it up, y'all. Yes, his body language in court was epic fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Just like today. And of course, I remember at some point he tried to stare down Jimbo, and Jimbo asked him, where was that confidence at when you were on in your brother's trial? Why couldn't you do that for the prosecutor? Defense.
Yeah.
And of course, the entire time these fools are over there trying to give him money. Buy Ernie lunch. Prayer garden all over there, man. Like being stupid as hell, man. Like, dude, sheep. These people are sick.
Hold on a minute.
They really are.
I mean, I can't just
They need help too.
Well, I figured out what Prayer Gardens was. I know what her problem is.
What's that?
She hates me because I'm fat. She said it in Ernie's chat like a bunch of times. You know,
Yep.
that old fat boy. That old fat boy.
You're not fat.
You're fluffy,
I am fluffy.
Jimbo.
I'm pleasantly plump. But at least I'm man enough to stare somebody in the face and tell them what I think.
I mean, honestly, that's what I was trying to say about my feelings about what you did, how you went down there, the whole take on it, dude. Yeah.
In 2 ways, I can tell you. No, I didn't say back first. Ernie said it first. Ernie says he hasn't watched my videos where I told him that I thought he went back up there, but then he says that. So he has watched the videos, which I don't care. He can watch them anonymously. I don't mind. Just as long as he watches.
Yep. That's part of the reason we're doing this.
Yeah. And even if I was telling him what my theory was about him going back up there, he still said it 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
He kept repeating it. One slip of the lip. That's what Don Wells made. One slip. And then he was real careful after that not to ever say it again.
Honestly, I think Ernie made like 5 or 6, didn't he?
Yeah.
That same set of words.
Yeah.
Minutes apart.
Ernie thinks well, Ernie knows better. But because I did try to get him to go get some help today. I also asked him about all these warrants, he says I got on me. And his response to that was, I can press charges on you. I said, for what? And
For breathing.
Yeah. Anything he don't want to own up to or he's lying about, he'll just say, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Just like in the trial, when the defense asked him if he said he was going to have surveillance cameras put up at his uncle's house. And he goes, no. Just like that. No. And the defense said, so you're saying that you did not say that now? Like he'd already made a statement that he said it. And he goes, well, I don't remember that. Of course not. Of course not. Because you forgot to tell it during your story. You left it out. When you're telling a story, it's the easiest story to remember.
Truth.
The truth.
Yep.
Because it don't change, right?
Right. It's right there. It's readily available. You don't have to make none of it up because it's true. Really.
But if you're lying, you're going to get caught up. You're going to miss something somewhere or have to add something to something somewhere.
Too many moving parts, man. You fuck it up. I ain't going to say I've never lied before, but I definitely regretted it. You live and learn. I mean, sometimes just bringing out the truth and dealing with it then is the best route to go. I mean, like I said, I had to learn the hard way myself. I've had to spend years gaining trust back with people. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get it. I'm not saying I've ever been an angel, but I mean, the kind of lies that this guy's telling is a little bit dangerous. I mean, he's costing people their children and jobs and everything else. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm responding to a message.
Well,
All right. So let's see here.
Jimbo,
Yeah.
check out one.
I ask you why you're so against other people using your content. People want to share their own experience, but like have clips to bounce topics off of. I don't mind people using their content, not at all. Just as long as they give us credit for it, like same thing I did with Miss Gossip today. I said, hey, this is where I got it. Here it is. And I've even actually told other creators, especially when they ask, feel free, use it. Now, what I'm talking about when I've made a couple remarks are pointed at some people without me saying their names, and they know who I'm talking about. They know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm not going to drag their name into it. I'm not going to get into a mudslinging contest. But, they don't want to actually go get any content of their own. All they want to do is play other creators' content, including mine, not just mine, but include, other people's, and go over it. Like, well, hell, I already went over mine. What do you need to go over it for? You analyzing the way I'm telling my story? You analyzing the way Benny tells his story? You analyzing the way Doug tells his story? Just, every now and then, throw some of your own content out there. And I'm not just talking, like I said, I don't know if you're a content creator or not, but if you are, I don't mind you using our clips whatsoever. I'm the person that's pointed at knows it, and so it's been said.
Word.
Is what it is. But yeah, I don't mind people using our content. That's pretty much what people on YouTube do, right?
That's part of the reason we're here is to bring this information so everybody can find it out.
Yeah.
But there, I mean, we're not about drama, and it's about courtesy. There's a lot of courtesy involved, and anytime that I've asked, "Hey, can I use this?" I've seen it. Hey, can I use this? Sure. And I don't claim credit on a lot of this stuff. I say we as a team because a lot of times it is a joint effort. So,
yeah. And I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
brain fart.
You talk too long. You got me. But it was a damn transparency attack from micro frequencies and photo bombs. No, what kind of bomb was it?
Frequency, wasn't it?
Weaponry, and somebody's microwave went off, and now I can't think. I don't remember what it was. Whew.
Oh shit!
But what I was going to say is, like, there's been a few videos in particular that I have actually put our logo on the front of it. The stand with the YouTube thing and, the logo that's up in the right-hand corner now. I've actually put that in the video. And it was trial video, which I know we're the only ones who have the original trial video. Or at least we were at that point. And they cut it out. Didn't refer to us at all. Didn't give a name for our link. Didn't give us any credit and cut our logo out. That kind of stuff. I'm old school journalist. Ernie will tell you that. He can tell by the way I'm typing if it's me or not because I'm a journalist major. Well, plagiarism ain't cool, man. You don't take somebody's logo off of something and use it for yourself. You don't take somebody's poetry, change a few words, and say it's yours. An essay. You don't take them, move a few paragraphs around, change the order, and say it's yours. If you're going to use mine, just say it's just say it's Jimbo's. I got this off the stand. Here's their, check them out. This is where we got this video.
Well,
just like that blockbuster phone call came from Conspiracy.
And we got more.
You guys don't mind, please put her link to her channel in our chat tonight. We need to go check that out. What's the whole thing? It's not easy come, easy go for her. She actually has to go through a few phone calls with some hateful ass, rude people to get the answer she's looking for. So she was persistent. It would have been easy for her to give up. So clap for her, hands off. Put a thumbs up in the chat for her. Because and give her credit. Like that's hers. She did that work. And we've got this lady that's been calling and having Shelby call her, and she's been messaging with him and having him message her, and she deserves credit. Every phone call you hear, it's her. It's her phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Shelby's not talking to me on the phone. He's not talking to Kemper on the phone. He's talking to this lady right here. We just give her credit. That's all we ask. Just give credit where it's due. That's it.
I mean, and we're not going to give names per se in some of these situations because people don't want to be outed. They just want to be not seen. They want their work to be seen.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the reason why. I mean, in this situation, you don't really want to do that anyway. So you want to be careful about telling who's helping you because then that gives the colonel reason to try to attack and harass them.
Right.
So, I mean, you got to sort of be careful in that situation. So, a lot of times, credit you can only say, "Hey, we did it. Our team did it. We worked together. We got it. This is it."
So, a couple people told me that when I was talking to Ernie down there today, that he asked me how many people was in my chat, and I can't remember. I was honest with him. Like I can't remember 20 or 30. I just signed on, and then we got more and more. We had over 100, nearly 200 at once, and then. But Ernie, when I said how many's in yours, he said 370. Well, I had people that were in his chat that said it wasn't nowhere near that. So
no, because actually, I was in his chat at the time, and I think it was like 175 or 176. Because I was like bullshit, and I said the number.
Yeah, why can't the dude tell the truth about nothing?
Right.
Like, say one truthful thing come out of your mouth just once.
Well, I mean, I can honestly say, man, I don't know if his mods were asleep or if he even has any because when I was over there, I didn't see nothing. It was a ghost town. So, I mean, people could be leaving, like you said. I did see a couple of new ones the other day before all this crazy stuff's gone down, but yeah, it's crazy. But there was a couple of us over there giving him hell.
Yeah.
It was awesome too, watching Brent lay it out there like, dude, you need to get help. Do it. Get some help, man. I mean, even in his lives, people that actually have tried to help him, like, dude, this is not cool. I'm bipolar. I understand this situation. You need to do something to get yourself some help. Like people are begging from both sides, man, but he's not listening. And sort of like what you said earlier, he's not going to. He's in the cycle he's in, and that's all that matters. He's not going to stop.
Yeah.
But at least you gave it a try, dude. You can't say you didn't try and you haven't before. So for a lot of the people that think we're here to bully, we're not. We know the situation. We're trying for that to happen. But the colonel, he's not going to do it on his own.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's going to take a bad situation for it to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I'm afraid to say.
and snowballing that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wake up this morning and you think, this guy's been arrested. He's finally going to have to sit there in jail and detox, maybe, get a mental evaluation, maybe, maybe somebody would ask him, why in the hell are you walking down the middle of the road in traffic?
5 a.m.
Get an answer. But no, just a few hours later, he's on his live video, crying about he just can't take it no more, can't take it no more, can't take it no more. And then Jimbo walks in. Hello, Ernie.
Yoda is beautiful. It was.
You see how big his eyes got?
Mm-hmm.
You hear what he said? You really want to do this right here? Why, yes, sir. I want to do it right here.
Yeah. I've seen people making comments about the choice of venue and the approach taken and that kind of stuff, man. But a lot of people need to understand they were in McDonald's in a public place. You don't really just start acting barbaric to a person in a public place like that. You sort of have to keep your cool about it.
When do you start acting barbaric?
Well, a lot of people
Never
seem
okay to. I mean, I'm
right.
49 years old. There's, not going there to smack a dude in the face. I'm going there to tell him, you need to quit harassing women. You need to go get a mental evaluation. You need help.
You need to get on your meds.
If I go in there and yell at him and scream at him and cause a commotion,
yep, exactly.
It's going to run him off and then go and get the cops called.
That's no way to try to communicate with anybody.
Yeah, but there's no need for barbaric,
right?
Ever, not just at McDonald's, but ever. Like that's not, that's for cage fighters. Code word cage fighters, or safe word cage fighter.
Right.
But that's not for like it's people, if they're disappointed that there wasn't more fireworks or whatever, and I don't know what to tell you, but it's I don't know, they're quick to take you to jail anymore. I mean, for anything.
Yeah.
So you go in there raising a commotion, and then you slap behind bars. So maybe if you're like Ernie, you probably get out in 30 minutes for some reason, but I don't know, snitch, or I don't know, but whatever it is, there's a certain way to conduct yourself. And honestly, like when I saw him on Ziggy's channel that night, when he came up on that panel, and I had to yell over him and dominate the situation with my voice over his, that was because we're online, and he's not going to show anybody no respect online. But he's going to sit right there and he's going to listen to me today.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get froggy once, because it's a different situation when you're face to face, man to man.
Yep. Shoulder to shoulder,
yeah,
for sure.
Real situations like when grown men fight, it don't usually end well. Like it's not at a trailer park with a big goofball gets slapped in the face and quits. It would have been a fight to the end, and somebody would get hurt.
I mean, if you're going to go to jail, you're going to make it worth your while, and that entails that kind of what you're saying. You know what I mean?
I had no intention of going to jail at all.
I know.
I mean,
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying if you act out like that, you will go to jail. And if you're going to do it, you might as well make it worth your while. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying the thought process. It could be bad for some people that can't hold it, that can't hold back. That's all. But yeah, man. I mean, I agree with this comment on the screen.
There was a lot of respect for Jimbo and handle things this morning. Dude needs help with his mental illness or drugs. He needs help. And I see someone, please try to help. Yeah, and you know, and he several times he offered me to let's just drop it, and you don't say anything else about me, and I won't say anything else about you, and you know, it's just be over with between us. And all I said was, you got to stop harassing women. If you'll agree to that, and you're not going to threaten these women anymore, I don't do that. So we're at an impasse because he's not going to admit any wrongdoing ever. Never. He even explained the whole Savannah thing again today, sitting there trying to tell me how me and her collaborated, and I still have never talked to this woman. Never. Like, now Ernie did admit that I got inside his little feeble head. He said, you said you was a moderator on my chat, so I had to start getting 2 forms of ID. So I'm the reason Ernie's getting 2 forms of ID from people to be a moderator in his chat.
It's beautiful.
You're welcome. What? I don't get it.
You don't get what?
Can you be more specific, Jennings? Are you? Is that a serious question? Like, what else can I tell you? Said, who is Jimbo? You know, I don't know. That's me. The guy over here with Ernie's mugshot. It says
From
Jimbo.
today?
That was me sitting across the table from Ernie today. You know, the one that PG says fat, old looking, or whatever. Which, by the way, I don't know anybody. So, what? I don't know anybody who's ever seen PG. Yeah. Like, raise your hand if you've ever actually seen PG. Maybe you do this. Raise your hand if you've never seen PG. Yeah, Jimbo and Ernie are definitely not the same dude, Jennings. Is Jimbo Ernie, or am I buying too much weed? I don't know how much weed you buying, but yeah, Jimbo is Jimbo Collins, Ernie is Ernie Shell, and we are not the same person. Not at all. Not at all. So,
what are you saying? Not at all about?
Oh, Jimbo and Ernie are not the same person.
Oh, hell no.
Jennings said that, is Jimbo and Ernie the same person, or am I buying too much weed? And I was like, I don't know how much weed you're buying, but you know, we definitely ain't the same person. So,
yeah, I'm saying if that's what's happening with your weed, I need to find out
where
where you're getting your shit. Yeah.
Jennings, if you don't care, message Matt because he wants some of that good stuff.
As long as you're in the state of Michigan, it's legal. I can't go
Jimbo
cross
has
state
more
lines.
hair. On my chin, baby. Somebody said Jimbo has more hair. I said on my chin, maybe.
Yeah, you do have a lot more hair on your chin. I ain't got shit, dude. I'm bald.
They're comparing me and Ernie, dude.
Oh. I'm saying I'm old. I'm losing my shit.
Maybe you done had some of Jennings' good stuff. I don't know.
Could be.
Got a couple messages here, Matt. Read this one there. Let's see. PG is a wannabe scorned lover of Donnie. That PG? Yes. I heard that today. Is that true?
Of Donnie who?
Wells.
Oh, I have no idea, dude.
I've heard it from several people. Like she
Well, I mean,
legit wanted Don Wells, and
you know,
like he wouldn't have her. I guess.
I don't think you have knew that or not. But, well,
Let's see.
Yes, Arkansas. He did bring up the spelling bee that Jimbo challenged him to,
oh, really,
Yeah.
if
I did legitimately challenge him to a spelling bee.
which is funny because his favorite thing is to talk. One of his favorite things is Doc Holliday, and in the movie Tombstone, Doc Holliday challenges Ike Clanton to a spelling contest. So, I mean, it sort of reminded me of that shit. And Ernie is probably as dumb as Ike Clanton. So,
I have just been forwarded a picture of PG. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my God.
are we
Wow.
sharing? Are we sharing it, or
No.
we keeping that private?
That's the Ernie kind of stuff, man. She's still
Oh
she's
God.
still a woman. She's still a woman. She can attack me all she wants. I'm not going to attack her. Because I'm not Ernie. But I will say, wow, oh my God, wow, literally. Yeah.
Well,
now I can see why she's attacking my looks. You know, she's a little bit insecure. I'll show you pictures of it.
Well, why don't we just show a picture of your wife?
There's a confirmed that PG doesn't have a top row of teeth. Also,
word.
honey, she's not on here.
I'm getting in trouble now.
What you can do if you want.
You're talking about Ernie's worshipers, honey. Like these people who worship the guy whose fingers look like they have been caked in mud while he's sitting there eating McDonald's. I tried to pan my phone over on his fingers a couple times so you guys could see it. Like, just disgusting. Disgusting. And we'll talk a little bit more and a couple more questions, and then we're going to upper palate issues with that one. Oh, my gosh. I mean, I could tell by the way she talked. And then I asked somebody, and then I was told, but
I mean, she definitely not in a position where she needs to be talking about
I
people.
want to answer this question right here. I'll ask again at Jimbo, why don't you guys just go your separate ways? When Ernie Shell stops threatening women, stops doxing women, he doxed my sister. He gave my sister's address out on social media, knowing that he's got a flock of crazy idiots that will do anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave my sister's address. Now, when he will agree, and I told him today, you agree to stop harassing women and children, threatening them with DCS, then I will not mention your name again. We're done. He don't want to do it. He don't want to do it. So I'm not going to stop until he stops. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to stop him from doing what he's doing. The whole reason the stand was created is to stop him from harassing and threatening and just terrorizing women and children and even some men. You guys have heard the Eric Rush tapes, right?
Yeah.
Like this man has been assaulted by Ernie. Yes, his teeth are freaking as yellow as they get. Like he has no hygiene or hygienical practice, whatever. He don't bathe often. I mean, I was sitting right across the table from him today. He's not clean. He needs help. He needs a lot of help. And what's going to happen if I just walk away and let him continue to go unscathed and without anybody bringing any opposition to his attacks on women, eventually it's going to get to the point where he hurts somebody. Eventually, instead of being outside their window filming them and then saying out loud, it's not every day you get to have sex in a mansion, eventually he might act on something and go in that window. Or has he already? Did he go back to Ronnie King's? Did he go there at all? Well, that's where I stand with Ernie, and the reason why we just don't go our separate ways. Once he's willing to agree and stick to it, no harassing women, then I will agree that Ernie Shell's no longer issue with the stand. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, especially now that his brother Shelby's talking. That might be his trigger. That might be the reason why he's flipping out. He might be afraid of what's getting ready to come out.
Yep. It is a trigger, man. I mean, the only documented hospital stays are around this whole thing and Shelby's conviction. Or actually not even conviction, his guilty plea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-oh, we got another message. Hang on. Yeah. Oh goodness. All right. So while we got a little downtime here, let's go ahead and brought you what we promised. You know, just like we said we were going to. Because you know what didn't happen last night? The creeks didn't rise. I guess the good Lord's willing. Because here comes another phone call with Shelby Shell. And our investigator listened. Some of the questions that we wanted answered were, does Shelby know about the werewolf stories? Has he heard them? I'm not going to give it away. I'm just going to let you listen. And we'll stop it often and discuss. But it's going to be quite a ride here for the next few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So now bear in mind, although this is going to be funny enough to make you bust a gut, it's not intended to be comedy. So that makes it even better. So I'm going to mute and we'll play just a couple minutes, maybe if we can get that long into it.
Okay.
Shelby Shell.
An incarcerated individual at Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex, a Kentucky Correctional Institute. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good day.
Yeah, it is. What do you want to know about the werewolves and whatever?
Werewolves and vampire stories that you heard growing up as a kid.
Be honest, we ain't never really heard none. I hear Gwen was my mother and stuff. She's like, she'd always think she was a werewolf or a vampire or something like that because she was Regina Cruisenberry wanted her to babysit one day, and she was going to babysit, but she didn't think she was going to, and she put angel dust or something in her drink.
Okay.
In there earlier because she's cut her hair.
Here we are.
She came in there
Just a
earlier.
minute or so here into this conversation. And Shelby doesn't know anything about actual werewolf in the family, but he knows his mom every now and then claims to be a werewolf or a vampire.
Right.
And he goes on to talk about this lady, this Cruisenberry lady, who got mad at his mom because she didn't babysit, right? She didn't babysit, so she put angel dust or PCP in her drink. Now, and this is destroyed her mind. Now, there's so many things that you can like triggers and similarities and things you can tie into this, like with Ernie, when they found the meth in his system.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? Somebody put in his drink. He put PCP in his mom's drink. So you think that's a story he's heard and that he's adopted? Kind of interesting that the guy sitting in jail for murder seems to be the most laid back and truth telling guy at a whole family, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's play a little more here. We'll stop again in a minute.
Oh God.
And ever since my mom, she just spazzed out like 6 year, 4 year, 3 year, and she'd lose her mind for years and years and come back for a week or a couple of days, or then she's been locked up now. He's let's see, on placements and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mental wards and stuff,
Right.
psych wards and stuff over and over, and she's hit the judges and she's hit judges and stuff, and she was a wild woman growing up, you know what I'm saying? She's like, either you whoop him or I whoop you, or, mom, you know what I'm saying? She was always overprotective over us, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
she pays us not to do nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying? But not take no shit neither, from nobody.
I just know
All right. So now he's starting to talk about his childhood a little bit and how his mom, and I think he's referring back to when they were kids and they would fight.
Yep.
Either you whoop him or I'm whooping you. Now I grew up in Eastern Kentucky, and I'm gonna tell you, now my parents never said that, but I know that it's said a lot. I know that that's a common thing for parents to say back in the day. You don't let that kid whoop you. And if he whooped you, then when you come in here, I'm whooping you.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like that, and then and then you see how they grow up. And then he goes on to say, now it teaches us to do no wrong, and we didn't start no shit, but we didn't take it either.
Right.
Like you can tell they grew up either fighting or talking about fighting, right? Constantly. Inside their house, inside their home, and with their family, with their friends at school, wherever. Like it's just ingrained in his head, I don't know, whip or get whipped,
And evidently, I mean, she was mental, you know what I'm saying? She was off a little bit, I feel sorry for her, but that's the truth, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't no werewolves and witches. It's just mom hallucinating, you know what I'm saying? Feeding the TV hot dogs and, just hallucinating, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Okay.
Jimbo goes, but we abound.
I don't know if you saw it on the closed captioning or if you heard it right, but he said his mom was hallucinating.
Yep.
It wasn't real, and that she actually was feeding the TV hot dogs.
Yep. That's pretty out there, dude.
Yeah.
Just saying. I know the first time I heard that, I went and played it 3 more times. I was like, "Yep, that was said."
I remember that, Spooky. I remember you telling me that in the email. That it's when you get, a bunch of adult brothers and sisters or cousins together and you make your kids fight for entertainment, that's there's something wrong with that, man.
Yep, it is.
Something wrong with that. So it's just I don't know. It's you wonder how all of them hadn't end up in prison. Like I said, the most seems like the most easygoing, laid back of all of them. This is the one in prison. It's just it's a really sad family dynamic, and that's another reason why Ernie needs help. It goes way back to when he was a kid, and he told me today, "You don't know what happened to me." I said, "I do, man. I know stuff."
Yep.
He said, "What?" I said, "Well, you were abused," and he goes, "No, I was beat." I said, "Well, Ernie, that's abused."
Yep.
Like you can say it how you want to, but abuse, it's physical, it's mental. All right. And clearly he was. Clearly he was abused.
You could tell by the response. He wasn't bullshitting. That was real. That was one of those nuggets of truth, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gotta fuck with kids. I mean, I ain't gonna say I wasn't. I was a bad kid. I mean, honestly, in my dad's defense, I was a very bad kid, but still did not keep him from. He was a pastor. He was raised military. He did not spare the rod. He did not. So I mean, in me pushing the limits, things got bad. But it doesn't matter how it happens. It messes with a kid, and then you add other kinds of abuse in there: physical, mental, SA. Doesn't matter. It all warp a child.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing like that.
Right. So all these stories that they go around and believe basically are just lies, and you're well aware that you knew that they were hallucinations.
Yes, yes, yes. I love my mother and stuff, and it hurts me just to even talk to her for real because I know she's hurt. You know what I'm saying? And she don't. Ain't gonna remember nothing. She don't know nothing, and it hurts me. It really does. You know what I'm saying? And she'll cry, get on there and cry. And she just sometimes she knows it, sometimes she don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but Steve is my stepdad. He always watched over her and stuff. Watching her, and he takes care of her. He raised her. You know what I'm saying? Like he babysitted her.
Yeah.
He hides everything in the house that she could hurt somebody or hurt him with. And, you know what I'm saying? And my baby sisters always took care of her too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So there's really no truth to her having a litter of pups or werewolf pups or none of that.
Oh Lord, no. She's a human being. You hear me?
Yeah.
No. That's Ernie lying around. That's
All right. So now we get to the bottom of it. I mean, even Shelby, who is how do I say that? Intellectually disabled.
And in prison.
Has a low IQ. I'm not laughing at his IQ. I'm just laughing at the fact that he's the one who's saying this. Like, he's got a super low IQ. He's intellectually disabled. And Shelby is the one saying, no, she's a human being. She can't have no pups.
Right.
It's Ernie lying.
Oh, just wait.
Right. That's coming out of Shelby's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Ernie's the one telling that stuff. I mean, It doesn't look good for old Ern. Like, exactly, Jenny Penny. The most sane one of the bunch is sitting in prison.
Yep.
Sitting in prison. And Ernie out here pulling strings like a puppet master on all these people. Now listen, this is America. People have the right to do whatever they want to do. They send money to whoever they want to send it to. But let me tell you something. When you are sending money to somebody who is clearly using at a high rate, a rate that's going to get him killed, he's going to walk out in front of a car. Let's say he wasn't walking out in front of a car. Let's say instead he's behind the wheel of the van. Then he could take another family's life by running into him. The dude is dangerous. And when you send him money,
You're enabling.
Yeah, you're throwing fuel on the fire.
Yep.
That's it. Like just completely. All right, let me play a little more.
That's all make believe. You don't see anybody in a family like that. Nobody can have no pups.
Right.
Phil,
So
No,
they should never put that stuff out there then. They should just kept it to
Lord,
themselves.
no. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't fucking think. Can you hear me?
Right. Well, I mean, it's just confusing because your sister Amber and Ernie both attest to this, and it's just like,
No. Amber's, she I don't even think she was born. Well, yeah, she was. She come see me a couple of times. My mom thought she was a werewolf back in the day, and she tried to bite me, but she lost her mind. You know what I'm saying? She ain't all there. You know what I'm saying? She's sick.
Wow. That's crazy, dude.
Mom tried to bite me,
Yep. She was
she thought
feeding the
she was a
TV
werewolf.
hot dogs, and now she's trying to bite her son.
Yeah. She's trying to bite me, but listen, is Shelby holding that against her?
No, but check this out, dude. Did you hear him? He got so aggravated he cussed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you picked up on that or not, but over his mom, he was like, you can tell he's agitated over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
But this he's still, like looking out for his mom. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
She bit me, but she was out of her mind.
Yeah.
And he don't hold nothing against her, man. Like,
because he understands that she's sick.
But you got Ernie
exploiting that.
The supposedly sane brother who's out of prison, who's supposedly doing good for people, at all cost, out here gator toothing, and he's sharing videos and voice files of his mom talking about giving birth to that litter of wolves.
Yep.
That's the difference in the two.
The savage lion is the one with actual etiquette, manners, tactfulness. I mean, the one that's outside of it talking about the guy in prison is the one that's actually, he's describing himself.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. He's describing Ernie Shell.
Yeah.
By Ernie Shell. But dude, this gets good, man. Trust me, it's about to get really good.
She's mental,
Right.
She ain't happy, She takes medicine for it and stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah. I talked to them. They say a few months back I talked to her, and I try to call all the time. They just sometimes they won't even accept the call. I tried today a couple of times. I couldn't get no answer. So I mean, I don't really try like that. Say no more.
Right.
Every now and then, because it's too hard to get the phone.
Right.
You have to fight to get the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's noticeable. Believe me. But so I mean, what would you say about if you found out your brother was using drugs again and got arrested this morning?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. He was in New York and stuff, and getting off a handgun and a needle. And
Well, he was actually caught with a baton and a needle. Yes, or a
yeah, I heard
hypodermic.
about that. Then I heard he was on some meth and jumped out of a moving car, and he tried to play it off like he was sick and go to the hospital and stuff and get out charges. And
You don't say. You don't say. Even Shelby behind the bars in prison
Knows he jumped out of that Hummer.
jumping out of the Hummer and on meth, he said, and going to the hospital claiming to be sick to get out of charges. Huh. Now, with old Shelby being intellectually disabled, being stuck in prison, and only getting information he gets bits and pieces, can tell you more about his big brother than all of his flock that's over there tossing money his way. I believe Shelby talks about that here in just a few minutes.
Oh, yes, he does.
saying he's gonna kill himself, so they let him go, and it's just the manipulators, you know.
Yeah, I'm
In
starting
my
to
eyes,
see
that's
it.
what it is, you know.
I'm starting to see it every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's definitely got some issues up there.
Yeah.
Well,
He's lied on my family and said something about the mafia. There ain't no mafia in my family and nothing like that. He's lied. Everything he says is lies. If you just sit there and let him talk and stuff, he'll bury himself.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that what he did today?
Buried himself.
Buried himself?
Oh, yeah, a little
Let him
bit.
talk, he'll bury himself. All he does is lies.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he does.
You'd think he'd be good at it, but he ain't.
Yeah, remember Ernie talking about his dad being connected
Yep.
in the FBI and the mafia and all that?
Oh, yeah,
He
that
hid his
was.
records for all his murders and kept him out of trouble.
Yep. That was part of the story he was telling about the werewolf, his dad being Beast of Bray, how the government protects him and he was mafia.
Did you hear what Ernie said? I mean, Shelby said about it?
Yeah. Ain't nobody in their family in the mafia.
All lies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we let it.
He makes fake accounts up. He just makes fake everything. Everything he's got outfits. Every outfit he's got is ordered or bought. He's never earned nothing. He won't work for nothing.
Well, let's talk about his military and law enforcement career.
He ordered them off the internet or something. He's never done nothing like that. Nobody would never believe him to do something like that, you know?
Right.
He even told the police and stuff he was a bounty hunter in jury trial and stuff. He did it on his statement and stuff when he was making the recording, and I got it. And when we looked him up and stuff in Tennessee, nobody didn't recognize him. And he ordered his license or something, or tried to order his license, his fake license or something, try to get some number. It didn't even register.
Oh, snap! He knows about Ernie's fake fugitive recovery badges.
Yep. From the trial.
Yeah. Said when he says we, he's talking about his defense team. They ordered those records, and you saw the defense got on the stand and said Ernie was not licensed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he has been licensed as a bondsman in Tennessee before, but apparently not up until the trial and not after. Not until recently, apparently, according to the investigators that was told on the witness stand. The prosecution did not rebut.
Nope.
They didn't come to Ernie's defense and say, oh, yes, he is a bounty hunter. Let me show you here. Nope, they did not.
So that's why Ernie doesn't see the prosecution talking about it.
Yeah, because they didn't.
Right. So he can't ask to see it because it didn't happen, dude.
My lawyers looked them up right there during trial and stuff, and it was all fake. Everything he said was fake. He even got on the internet on Rough and Rowdy Brawl like he's wanted and stuff up there in Hazard and stuff. And then some other dude won it. He put it on the internet. He won, and my mom did in it. And he got WO off of women's, where it's women's diversion, and it made men's diversion, you know. And he used that trophy thing like he won it and stuff, you know, and glued it back on a metal thing, you know. And it said men's diversion.
So apparently, Ernie got a trophy from the women's division of the Rough and Rowdy Brawl, and took and put a male trophy top on it and glued it on there, and told his mommy that he won the Rough and Rowdy Brawl over in Hazard.
Wow.
Now I can tell you that I have a friend who actually fought in tough man contests, including the Rough and Rowdy Brawl, who confirmed that Ernie did not win any tough man contest ever. So that's a lie. And Shelby knows it's a lie. And he just told y'all about it.
Ernie having to fight in the women's division.
Yeah. He had to fake that.
Yep. That's hilarious, man.
He's acting like he's been a black belt. He's never done that. He's ripped out multiple, all kinds of people. TJ Brewer was dying with cancer and stuff. He's dead now. He died with cancer. But anyway, he had cancer real bad. They was taking donations up and stuff, and he even ripped him off. And that was one of his good friends back home, like one of his best friends, you know.
Yeah.
And Chris Brewer is a cop now. Chris Brewer is he was a county cop or bailiff or something. I don't know what he is now. It's been so long, but I know he's a cop still because when I went to trial and stuff, he's the one that escorted me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I knew him from back home. That was one of my buddies we used to work out with. You know.
Well, and like I said, I just want to debunk everything that Ernie puts out in the world, because the more that we prove that Ernie's a liar, and I mean, if he was in military, you wouldn't know it, right?
No, he wasn't in no military. He got his uniforms and stuff. He's ordered them and stuff off of eBay or something, you know what I'm saying? Or got them at a flea market mainly, you know what I'm saying?
So
it all started when James Price got a cop uniform and stuff, and that like he was a police and stuff. And then next thing you know, he got his gun and stuff and a badge, and he's ordered everything, you know what I'm saying? He's fake, you know what I'm saying? He told all of his girlfriends he's a cop and this and that, and they got him for swearing a cop, and he's on the internet dressed up as a police. He's never been a police. Never. He's never done. He's got charges. I mean, if you scam people and admit to stuff, you know, that's admitting to guilt. You know, they don't take felons. You know,
exactly.
It's just making them look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And he's the one that's got mental handicap. No, come on, dude. He just called that tater a tater, dude.
He did.
Wow.
Talking about his fake police uniforms, his fake military uniforms. His even said where Ernie got the idea from some guy named James Price that did it.
Well, what about it? What do you know about what he was talking about his friend that he scammed? That was
I know
was
a lot
it
about.
TJ?
I know a lot about TJ Brewer. I don't know that Ernie ever scammed him.
No, I was just asking if you knew of that scam because I've never heard of it.
I do not know of that scam. I don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
Now TJ was the kind of guy that if Ernie had asked him for whatever, TJ would have just gave it to him.
Right.
And TJ loved Ernie unconditionally, like his brother, until the day they put him in the ground. I mean, he loved him. So
Right.
I don't know what Shelby's talking about on that, but you know, he wouldn't have had to scam TJ Brewer. TJ would have just give him anything he wanted.
Right.
He's just that kind of man. You know, they told him he had like, I can't remember, 6 months to live, and he lived like 10 years later, maybe 15. You know, brain surgery after brain surgery after brain surgery, telling me he wasn't going to make it. You know, we might be able to buy you a few more weeks or whatever. and dude just kept preaching and preaching. You know, he was a real good man.
Right.
So, be honest with you, Ernie or Shelby, neither one shouldn't drag him or Chris into their conversations. And Ernie does the same thing. Ernie name drops Chris Brewer all the time. You know, he's going to walk right in there and Chris Brewer wins the sheriff election and give him that gator tooth hat. And, you know, honestly, they don't need that kind of publicity.
No.
Not Ernie. You know, best thing Ernie could do to help either of them is keep their friggin' names out of his mouth.
Yep.
But yeah, I've never heard of a scam on TJ Brewer. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if that was true, then the whole county of Harlan would have turned against him.
Right.
Like,
That's like I said, I'd never heard of it,
yeah.
and I know the what the Brewer name means in that area, so I knew it probably something that Amber might have told Shelby or something. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a good possibility.
So, I mean, I just never heard of it. That's why I was like, what do you know about it? Because I figured you would know something if it happened.
I would have loved to have asked Ernie about that when I was sitting there with him today, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
You talk about getting a response.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's more.
Exactly. You know, so another thing that we can debunk this morning would be, I mean, what do you think about the way he treats women?
Well, I think it's awful for real because he won't work. He's always trying to get one who's got a job, and he's mean to them kids and stuff. There's been several situations he's got with women and stuff, and he's told me how he treated them. I've been there around, and he's always wanted them to cook him something or do this, do that. He uses their money like he's making Jason masks and stuff. He'll pay them back and stuff and rips them off. He blows their money and stuff when they need it for bills and have to pay, you know what I'm saying? And he's acting like he's doing this. He's going to invest it and, you know, double.
Now we get into some scams that I can talk that I know I have knowledge about.
Right.
We talking about the women that he's scammed and cheated and took their money and, you know, their bill money and their kids' money, and while they went to work, and he has one lady, and I'm not going to mention her name because she don't deserve to be associated with Ernie at all anymore, but there's one lady who's a volunteer fireman. Would you say fireman or firewoman?
Firefighter.
Firefighter. There you go.
Sort of like a server, waitress, that kind of, you know.
Well, I say waiter and waitress.
That too. There's many different ways. Yeah.
All right, but anyway,
firefighter.
You know, she was really good. She was really good to Ernie, and she had a couple kids, and you know, I think the oldest boy was probably 11, 12 when Ernie was there for a few weeks, and you know, Ernie laid on the couch. The little boy did all the weed eating and the mowing, and the woman did all the work, you know, taking the garbage out. Ernie sat there on his couch on his phone, saying he was making hockey masks. She even bought him some stuff to make hockey masks with, which he never used, and he never paid her for. To this day, he has never paid her for it.
Wow.
So she always right on the money on that.
Yep.
You know, and shame on you, Ernie. Shame on you, dude.
His money, but he's scamming people over the internet and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like on eBay and stuff, he sends these masks out and stuff. Have people sign them like he's the one that played it or signed it or something. He's making money off of it somehow. I don't really know how he's making money off of it, but he carries 2 or 3 phones. He's acting like he's this, acting like he's a promoter. He just everything about him's fake for real. He ain't never worked for a living. You know what I'm saying? He won't work. You know, he's fake. You know.
Well,
I don't know.
Wow.
Sound familiar?
Dude, I mean, and this is the guy that's in jail, and he still sees this.
Yeah.
He won't sees this from Big Brother.
He won't work. He's fake. He ain't never worked for a living.
Yep.
How many people do you know that have had associations with him, including me, that said he won't work?
Just about everybody.
He won't work. He's lazy.
Only the people that lie for him say otherwise.
He's too lazy to even take a bath, man. Like, we know he ain't been working.
Right.
And I'm telling you, he had gunk caked up all over his hands and fingernails today. And he was at a gas station with a McDonald's in it that has a bathroom with soap. Go wash your freaking hands.
Mm-hmm.
He's too lazy to wash his hands, man.
I mean, well,
He's been like that his whole life. His whole life he's always been like that. He wanted to be a ninja growing up. Then he wanted to be a cop growing up. Then he wanted to be a bounty hunter. Then he wanted to be a boxer. Then he's never done none of that. None of that. He paid $50 a night to wrestle down in North Carolina and stuff. Then after that, he ripped everybody off and stuff, saying Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy's going to show up, and ripped everybody off on their money and stuff. And he got these scam artists and stuff down there and stuff. Next thing you know, he was scamming everybody.
So in North Carolina, apparently, now this is adding up to me because I'm hearing this. But when he met me and told me he wrestled for the NWA, he said it was in North Carolina. And he did say something about Matt and Jeff Hardy. I can't remember what it was, but it's been so long ago. You know, it was when we first met. But that does add up, you know, as far as the North Carolina. And remember I told you that when I shook his hand, I knew he wasn't a wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
then you get in the ring and you can see that he's not really a wrestler. Like, he's been around, saw some people training, maybe even did a little training, but he's not a wrestler. So that goes pretty much with what Shelby's saying there, that he paid $50 a night so he could be listed as a wrestler. He probably paid $50, did some training before the events, would have to set up the ring and take it down, and then they call you a wrestler. They call him a wrestler. Oh, Lady May, yeah. See that? My favorite part was when Jimbo said, "You damn sure aren't going to talk about me or talk to me like that." Yeah. You see, I gritted my teeth and I was really mad. And I said, I even said G did. I was like, that's enough. You know, you ain't going to raise your voice to me. And then as soon as I got firm like that, he sat back, put his hands back. He knew Daddy was talking.
Yep, he did.
Stealing money from my grandmother and stuff. He's awful. He broke in my aunt's house and her son's dead, her cousin.
Yeah.
And stole everything of his, you know what I'm saying, work anything, and stole stuff he wore, like his necklace and his watch and stuff and his wallet and his ID and, you know, his picture of his driver's license. He done a lot, you know what I'm saying? He's just dirty, man, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be friends with people and stuff, and he uses them and stuff to see what he can get out of them, you know?
Oh,
like when he was with Jimbo, I don't know if Jimbo seen it or not, but he'd say, "Jimbo, you could buy me a card. You could buy me a green dot card or some kind of card." He's always buying cards and doing stuff off the internet with it and stuff. And Jimbo, I don't know if he's seen it or not, but he's always doing stuff with it. But I don't understand why, but I don't know. He's trying to support Ernie. Feel sorry for Ernie. Let Ernie live with him and everything. Ernie used his stole his cell phone and his little girl's phone and stuff and used it. And Ernie's just negative, man. You know what I'm saying? He really.
Oh, man. Stole from his grandmother.
Yeah.
Broke into his aunt's house. Stole stuff from his cousin. And, of course, he said that he was only friends with people for reasons on what he can get out of them.
Yeah, he's even talking about me. He said, you know, you used me and like got me to buy him green dot cards and stuff. And I don't remember like buying him green dot cards per se, but
What's a green dot card?
seems like you used to be able to like get a green dot card and maybe use them to upload to PayPal.
Okay.
So that's a possibility that I did loan him money to get a green dot card, and I don't remember it,
Right.
but it is possible. And the way he uses people, and that's that sounds just like him. So
Shelby's on target.
maybe he was going down there bragging about it after he buy him a green dot card. I guess I don't know, but he said he stole my little girl's cell phone. Now, he did not steal my little girl's cell phone. My little girl was 8 years old, and Ernie was around the house, and I let him use her cell phone. She's 17 now, and she's still got the same phone number. Like, Ernie didn't steal it, but he definitely took advantage of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Very negative in this world.
People pays his bills, you know what I'm saying?
Well, do you think
Anywhere he can go ahead.
do you think that his YouTube following should hand him money for drug use?
No. What do you mean?
Okay, so he's got a bunch of followers on YouTube that support him, and they give him money financially. They give him money.
And all he's doing is buying drugs with it. I don't understand that. Why would they give him? Look, he was ripping some old men off on the vehicles and stuff up here. That was in Harlan County. People was putting it on the internet and stuff. People was telling me. Why would he do that when they could be giving it to some kids and stuff that really need it? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that.
Well,
Notice how it don't make sense.
Give them money just throw down the drain.
Well,
You notice how it don't make sense to Shelby on why people would feed his brother money for drug use,
or give him money at all. Like, he's saying, why are they going to give Ernie money when they can give it to kids?
Yeah, or do something for themselves.
Yeah, actual kids that could use it.
It didn't make sense to him. Why would people do what? What do you mean? Like, it was wild, man. And this is the supposed slow guy.
Yeah. He sees right through Ernie.
Yeah, he does.
And he just gave Ernie Nation over there a warning shot. Like, he's using you. He's taking from you, and he's putting it up his nose or between his toes or wherever he shoots it at.
Yep.
Well, he's got them all believing. He has them all believing that he's rescuing children and teaching general awareness about how to keep your children safe. Do you buy that?
No. They ripped his best friend off with dying of cancer, and dude's dead now. He run they was taking a donation up for him and stuff, where he's real sick.
What would you tell those women that are handing him money? If you could tell them something, what would you tell them?
Spend it on their kids and stuff, or put it in the bank and have something for life, or go, go have something, invest it, the best way they can. Don't give it to him.
Dude's in prison, and he's gonna be in there for a long time. And he's giving advice to these flock of sheep that are blindly throwing money at his brother to take your money, put it in the bank, do something for you, your life, your kids, your future. Invest it. Don't give it to Ernie. Now, I'm not saying that. I think it's pretty much common sense that you shouldn't do it. But his brother is telling you. His brother, who he claims and has claimed since day one, framed him for murder. So he's never came off that claim since day one, since he was arrested.
Yep.
He said, my brother set me up.
Give it to some kids that need it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all you're doing is sitting there when you give him money, he's gonna sit and buy cards and scam people with them. That's all he's doing is scamming people, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand why people give him money for it. He ain't got a job. They need to verify it. They need to look at his background. They need to look him up. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because he's got on so many fake accounts and he's made so many fake accounts on things and got on the internet and act like he was dead and
True, and true.
Yep.
He did get on the internet and act like he was dead. Scamming people. He does have fake profiles.
Lots. More than 2.
He had Ernie Shell, Ernie M. Shell, Ernest Shell. What's the one with the
Operation ROC?
Operation ROC.
I know Tina runs some other ones, but I know he's still admin over Predator Hunter Nation too. But dude, he's got probably a dozen odd name profiles.
Like, what about those ones he had with the hockey mask, like Shelly's?
Well, he had Kane Hodder, and I've got it written down. Let me see here.
Kane Hodder's the guy who played Jason, by the way.
Yep. Let's see here. And yes, I do have notebooks about this full.
Sarah, absolutely. Tina should be ashamed of herself.
Yes. Bad Tina. Fucking bitch. Damn it.
Danny L.
Here we go. One was named Jason Hawk, Jason Jackson, Taylor Winters, Marshall Solomon. These are all other notes. That right there is just from one run in one group that he had been harassing people in.
Yeah.
Just one. Just one.
Danny L. said, I wish Shelby would just tell the exact truth of what happened to that mayor, including his own wrongdoings and whatever Ern did.
Yep.
He cannot charge Shelby with murder again. He has nothing to lose. Amen, sister. I agree. Yep. Shelby, just tell the whole thing, man. You know, if you told the whole thing, including what you did and how Ernie was involved, that may actually open some doors.
Yeah. Figure out. I mean, you claim he set you up, Shelby. Then tell how he did. Just like Danny said, you ain't got nothing to lose. You've already done your plea.
Now, getting in there pleading guilty and then saying Ernie set you up and you didn't do it, that ain't gonna look so good.
Nope.
But if you go in there and say, okay, I've been silent long enough, here's the real story, and you tell the real story.
And I really don't think Amber and Ernie want him telling that real story.
No, and I think there's a lot of people.
Because I think Amber's going to be getting hit with some obstruction and a few other things.
I think there's a lot of people who would actually listen to that story.
Yep.
If he were to be, truthful.
Yep.
Because you know what's the easiest thing to believe? The truth. Like if it sounds feasible and more truthful, it's going to be easier to believe than, just some outlandish crime that is just hard to believe and hard to prove, right?
Yep.
So, yes, Danny L., I 100% agree with your comment.
Yep. Me too. It's a very good take on that.
No, it's somebody that said Ernie. He's like so many fake accounts, and Tim was doing it, Did you hear anything about Ernie getting stabbed? My lawyers used to sit and look stuff up for me and stuff like where he said he got stabbed and this and that. And did you hear anything about Ernie just getting jumped, whooping 3 guys, and trying to make yourself look big and bad and stuff all the time, And you seen on Bluefield, West Virginia, where he ripped off Diamond Dallas face.
Well, Diamond Dallas was the only one that got paid, just so you know. He's the only wrestler that actually got paid because he requires half up front and half when he gets there. But the rest of them,
you have 1 minute left.
Right, the other ones all got screwed.
Yeah, every one of them did. There's 3 off-duty cops, 26 different wrestlers. He said to get 55-inch TVs away, and None of that didn't happen, you know. And they drove a long ways, didn't have a way to get back home, and they had to fly. Some of them did, you know.
Yeah.
It don't even make no sense, you know.
No.
They're just a scam artist. I want them just to look at him and stuff and think about why would you want somebody around like that around your kids and stuff? He's threatened kids before with guns and stuff, and he's just mean to them, you know. If they can't see that, I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? He needs to, for real, I don't even think he needs to be around no kids, to be honest with you, you know. I mean, he's got a kid of his own. I mean, if he don't take care of his own kid, he ain't going to take care of them, you know what I'm saying, their kids, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, he's all for Ernie. He's all for himself, you know. And he just, I don't know, man. He's just bad people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's definitely bad people.
Anybody would hurt a kid or do something to a kid or harm a kid
Thank
or
you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Boy, Shelby really got worked up there at the end, right? Like, he's really starting to get passionate about his brother and how he's cheating kids. It really irks Shelby that his brother is cheating kids and exploiting kids. Like, now listen,
he's fired up, man.
What's Ernie always saying? You cannot fake
passion.
You tell me, throw me a hand up or a thumbs up in the chat if you think Shelby is being passionate right there. I'm going to take a drink while you guys do that.
I like to address the comment that's highlighted on the screen. Tina wasn't around that situation. Amber was. I don't know if you've gotten confused with that, but that's actually who Ernie's sister is. Tina wasn't even around in 2013, around Ernie at least.
Yeah, Tina and Ernie hadn't met yet.
Yep, they met 2019.
Not Today has posted the link to the Shelby calls. Like I said, those are not ours. Well, she gets them for us, but she does the work.
Yep.
And if you don't mind, and you want to read those or hear those over and over and over again, follow that link and go check those out. Listen to them. Listen to Shelby.
Yep.
Like, you ain't got to believe him. He is he is a convicted murderer who admitted to killing Ronnie King twice. He said it to me on tape or recording. Sorry, old man. Said it to me on recording. And then again, he had to plead guilty and tell the judge exactly what happened. So, take that in mind, but also take in mind that guy is warning you about your kids around Ernie Shell. What does that say? He's in prison for murder, and he's warning you about how dangerous Ernie is around your children. Yeah.
Thank you, Scarlett. We didn't think you did it on purpose. We just, like I said, I was just trying to let you know it was actually Amber. That's all. No harm, no foul.
Hey, we appreciate the message because so many times people see one bit of information and they go chat, creator.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a daggum virus that spread everywhere.
But you also came to the horse's mouth or at least to the source to make sure. A lot of people don't do that. Thank you for doing so. Sorry, Smarties.
Why did he confess to something he didn't commit? Listen, he confessed to me on recording, and I still believe he did commit it. I believe he's guilty. I believe him and Ernie both were involved.
Yep.
I told Ernie right to his face today what my theory on it was. And he didn't like it. But I told him right to his face.
We know that the other channels, there's rumors starting on there, and some have come here, and we've, like we did with you, we tried to make sure everybody understood the actual facts. A lot of people don't bother to do that. So yeah, you got more questions or things you want to know? Ask. That's what we're here for. We want the truth to be out there.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Sean. And Sean is from that area, knew the family, knew Ernie growing up, and somebody highlight his post there. But yes, I agree. And Sean has knowledge of the family, knowledge of their living situation growing up. Not saying he's an expert, but Everett's is a small community. People know each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's talks about what happens. Especially in small towns. Yeah, you know how it is.
Yep.
So, and now, Sean, let me ask you this: how likely is it that Ernie's claim of not knowing Ronnie King or knowing who Ronnie King was, how likely is it that he's telling the truth on that?
Well, I mean, he is the former mayor of one of the communities that Ernie was around. And just knowing Ernie and his love for name dropping and photo ops, you would think that is a high likely chance that he knew Ronnie King. Just from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I grew up in a small town. I know how it is.
Oh, by the way, I guess during Ernie's post confrontation, there was either Ernie said it or in his chat was said that
he taught him or he taught you a lesson.
No, I don't know. Did he teach me a lesson today too?
That's what was said. Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, what was really interesting is that somebody said they were going to call in a wellness check. Well, you did. Guess what? My family's still here. They're still fine. My kids are still awesome. They're still the ones that laughed at you all when you were cussing and tirading in here the other night. My kids were waving at you, being respectful, and you were being complete imbeciles.
Mm-hmm.
Showing your real IQs, showing that you worship Ernie Shell at all costs. And guess what? Didn't work. Didn't work. Did not work. Try again.
Weak.
Make something, at least tell something truthful. If you're gonna get something on me,
yep,
make sure it's true. That way, something can actually happen.
That's the problem, though, Jimbo. There ain't nothing to get, and that's why these fuckers are scrambling.
Yeah, her waving was priceless. My daughter, she's 17. She just gave her like the spirit fingers, like hello, And she saw her nose up on the screen, acting all crazy. I might be able to show that video.
Misty Rose. I do believe that guilt is getting to Ernie. I really believe that the guilt from this is his trigger. I really do. If not, it's something close to it. That's all I can say, because every time something like this happens, there's something going on with that whole situation with Shelby and Ronnie King. So, yeah, I think that's his trigger, his stressor, whatever. And it's just getting worse with him. Getting a lot worse.
So, you guys are super respectful in here, and you guys come in here and you participate in the chat, and you're asking questions about Ernie and asking questions about me and asking questions about everybody, in a respectful manner. Now, somebody goes into the land of the sheep over there.
Unfortunately, Scarlett, they tried to get him to get help supposedly, and he didn't want it. And where they're from, the person has to commit themselves. They can't be signed into that situation.
Yeah.
And Ernie, if you saw what happened today, you know Ernie doesn't think he needs help. So,
Benny, this video is for you. This is from the land of the sheep over in Ernie Town.
Hey, how's it feel to not have a coaching job anymore, ass fuck? Hey, how's it feel to not have a coaching job anymore, ass fuck? More ass fuck.
what's crazy is you said she called him like 50,000 times.
Oh yeah, when I was down there with Ernie today, and you know, he has his one phone set up to record himself, and his other phone sitting there on the table, and she called him over and over, like it never stopped ringing, like he would hit the decline button, and then she called back.
She was trying to intervene, man.
Huh?
She was trying to intervene.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Benny tell Jimbo about gun jammed. What are you talking about? That's not code word for porn bomb, is it, Benny? Oh gosh. How did Shelby know the mayor was gay? Apparently, it's pretty common knowledge. Like you say, you know, it is a small town.
Yep.
So is Sean still in here?
Yeah, he is.
Did you like did people know that Ronnie King may be a homosexual? Was that something that the community talked about, or that was kind of known? Do you know that? If you don't know, just, you know, say I don't know. But I gotta stand up a second. This old man here, boy, you know, I got to.
The bones are popping, man.
Old man bones.
Yep.
Oh. I'm have to get in shape. I got PG.
Yeah, but
now.
You could definitely see that Ernie was out of his comfort zone today.
Oh yeah. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be there.
I mean, he could have left.
No, he couldn't. Not unless he was going to walk down the road.
Like I said, he could have left.
Yeah, I left. You know, I said what I needed to say, and offered him help. You know, I asked him to go get evaluated and let somebody help him. He refused. You know, he offered me the chance to no DNA at the crime scene. There was one set of DNA, no matches found. So there was one set of DNA, but no match. But I offered him, you know, he offered me to just walk away, and I won't mention you, and you don't mention me, and bygones be bygones, and blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, we'll do that if you promise not to harass women anymore. You promise not to threaten women. I don't threaten women. I don't harass women. So he would not agree to it. So here we are.
I mean, I'm just going to state my intentions, because I had a few people ask me today. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. This mission, if I have to go solo, I'll go solo. I'm not saying that anybody's leaving, not even hinting at that. I'm just saying people asked what our intentions on follow through was. I can speak for myself, and for myself, until this situation is resolved, I'm not stopping what I'm doing. So, basically, I'm saying I'm going to have to die for it to stop. So, that's just where I'm at with things.
For what to stop? Be more specific. Like I'm saying,
I
want
me putting Ernie's truth out there, doing what we're doing, you know.
No, you said for it to stop. As long as he leaves women alone, dude,
for me to let off of this situation with Ernie about bringing his past out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. As long as he leaves women alone and quits threatening to call DCS on women and harassing women and threatening to go by their house and putting their names and stuff on the internet, when he'll quit that and that's over, then I'm done. You know, it has nothing to do with anything else other than that he's got to leave people alone, man.
Yep.
Listen, it may end up being Ernie on the wrong end of it. Like there, and I'm sorry, ladies, but there are millions of crazy ladies in the world that will put a bullet in a man.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do I feel the case will be reopened? I actually do not. I do not think the case will be reopened because without, and I talked to someone today who's been doing a lot of work on this, and without pretty much a confession from someone else or, irrefutable DNA, then the case is going to remain what it is. So there's that. Calling in the request now. What are you requesting not today? What? Can't the family do something to get Ernie committed to keep? You already answered that, right, Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah. And that's another thing. It's not. There's money involved actually, but it's on the negative side because the state is not going to spend a bunch more money to prosecute Ernie for a murder that they already have a conviction in.
Yep.
If that makes any sense. Unless Ernie confesses. And let me tell you something. The way old dude's flipping out and walking down the road and saying everything he says on Facebook Live or YouTube,
Yep.
that's not outside the realm of possibility. I've kind of been directionless since retiring, with quotations. I finally have a direction supporting Matt and Jimbo. I am not stopping, Ernie. Good job, Spooky. Hey, and listen, now, although we both said that the Ernie thing, once that situation is satisfied, then we stop. We don't mean we're going to stop. We just means that stops with Ernie. But we've discussed like we're actually having fun, and it's fun to uncover the truth. And we have so much fun talking with you guys every night. Like, heck, you guys spend a lot of time with us in here.
Yep.
Starting to feel like we know you all and like you kind of know us. So, so we will find another case once Ernie's closed. Once the Ernie Shell case is closed, we will find another one and get right into it. But I think it's been agreed on that we focus 100% on one at a time, right?
Yep. Somebody's asking who the woman on the screen is.
That's the woman that was cussing. That's Lisa Williams
The one who
Bertoni.
called the school board.
She's the woman who called the school board. No need to retaliate. It's already been done. And she actually apologized. But then, like I said, she's calling Ernie all day today while we're down there. I guess while Ernie was giving me a lesson. Was his lesson, was that general awareness? Is that what he taught me?
I guess. It was after you had left.
Of course it was.
And he sat there for a few more minutes. And then he started his normal routine of dumb shit.
I wish somebody would tell me. I drove back in there and said, hey, I heard you was teaching a lesson in here.
He would have probably laid 2 turds in his pants.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When have you ever caught like a kid doing something they shouldn't be doing or caught them in a lie and then they get that look on their face like, and then they take a big gulp like, oh, what am I going to do? That's the look on Ernie's face when I walked around that corner this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm sure.
Yeah, like there was probably some kind of large farm animal animal coming out of him. I'm getting urgent message. Hang on a minute. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's urgent. I'm going to check it though.
Oh yeah. I see you looking. Word. Word.
Yeah, we are. We have some more extremely good questions for Shelby, and you guys have been giving us some really good ones. Keep those coming. You know, like it's limited of the time. You know, which leads me to something else I want to talk about in just a minute. But it does take a certain amount of time for him to get his answers in,
Yep.
and then he has to wait in line just to get back around. You heard him say you almost had to fight to use the phone.
Yep.
He was talking about, you know, calling his mom because he would call and then there wouldn't be an answer. And then, you know, we had to get back in line. And then, you know, it's like having to fight to use the phone.
Yep.
So it is, you know, when we have these good questions and we're prepared to give those, it really makes it. And, you know, and you guys ask us these questions tonight. You got your answers. You know, and we're going to ask them some more tomorrow. Just keep them coming.
Yep.
Keep them coming. I don't think, you know, there's an end in sight to Shelby talking. He and the investigator are, there's a trust investigator inmate kind of relationship. You know, there's they're building a trust of, you know, Shelby knows that she's not trying to set him up, which he was worried about, by the way. He was super worried that it was Ernie trying to set him up, and he's already in prison. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Tells you what Ernie does, man. Tells you the effect he has on people. It's sad.
So I was reading the comment and lost my train of thought. Let me see here. Put it up on the thing. Actually, I'll leave that one up there. See, he got Jimbo fired. Oh, what's the story? And this is my first time here, and I don't know that much about Ernie yet. Thank you. Redwood, Rebel Girl, he went on his chat and told everybody in his chat that they should call the school board where I'm employed and tell them I'm a predator and shouldn't be working around children. And that I should not be coaching basketball to these elementary kids, and I shouldn't be substitute teaching around these kids. And a bunch of his flock took his word, and they did just that. They emailed the school board. This lady right here that's on the screen, 20 plus emails to the superintendent, the principal, and the school board. 20 plus.
It's dedication.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing about him getting Jimbo fired from his job. And that's the reason why she says in that video, how did it feel not to have a joke coaching job anymore? What's that name she calls me?
Fuck ass or something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's okay because a lot of people, after she did this to Jimbo, went and sent that video and messages to her employers. And that's what prompted the apology from her to Jimbo. So, and then, of course, as he said, she's blowing Ernie's phone up this morning because big bad Jimbo's over, you know. So that'll tell you she's still drinking that Kool-Aid.
Sweet one, as far as getting fired, my contract to coach the team has not been renewed. So I don't know if you would say I've been fired, but as of right now, I am not the coach there. So now she did email those people back. I'm going to tell you that, and I've seen the messages where she admitted she acted childishly, said it wasn't her, and it was personal, and that I'm not the monster she described in her emails, and all this, that, and the other. She did try to make it right, and they have been received. So hopefully that'll be taken into consideration. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about serious stuff, like, and what have I done? Like, I'm not the one out here breaking the law. I'm not the one out here leaving my vehicle on the side of the road because I think I'm being attacked by frequency weaponry, and walking down the middle of the road into traffic on a highway in the middle of a day on a busy road. That's not me. That's the other nut. The only nut.
Shelled nut.
Yeah. The whole nutshell. But it's a shame. It's a shame that I'm the target of their character assassination. And everybody over there in Sheepland keeps saying, there, he's just trying to keep you from doing what doing this great thing, and you saving these children, helping these children. What exactly am I keeping you from doing? I've told you, all I want you to do is leave these damn women alone and quit threatening to call CPS on everybody who don't agree with you. Like, here's the thing. Ernie claims he's the great bounty hunter and he saves kids and does all these sting operations. Well, there's a lot of people, and there's a whole lot more people that don't believe him than that do believe him. But if you don't believe him, then you're his enemy. There ain't no, you just don't have an opinion. If you don't believe him, then you're attacking him.
Yep.
And you are dangerous. You are a predator, a pedophile. That's Ernie's words. If you don't believe us, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want us to help you? Why wouldn't you do this? Well, only if you were protecting predators. And yes, sweet one, I have contacted a lawyer, and I have been told that the man owns nothing. So I would go in the hole by suing him. Like, I would have to pay attorney fees, and I could sue him for those attorney fees, but I would never get it back. No, I don't think he's got a concealed carry license.
No.
No. If he does, I've never seen it, and he's never, like, bragged about it to me, and that's something he likes to. Somebody's want to know about the gun jamming. I want to know how Ernie knew about it. Apparently he didn't know, or he says he didn't. And Ernie described the wrong weapon.
Yep.
They actually don't have the murder weapon. So the weapon that Ernie claims that was given to his brother, that his brother claims Ernie gave to him, wasn't actually the murder weapon, according to ballistics. And believe the science, then the murder weapon hasn't been recovered. So now
that could possibly show up and get somebody a conviction if he had help.
The gun that was found on Shelby wouldn't fire.
Right.
But yeah, as far as a conviction with finding the gun, you'd still have to have somebody's fingerprints, I would think, and if you find a gun 9 years after a murder, are there going to be fingerprints on it? Can you prove those fingerprints were on it 9 years ago?
True.
I don't know. It's a stretch, I think. I think it would have to be a confession. Of course, I'm not a lawyer, And I didn't even stay in the Holiday Inn Express last night either, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I put a lot of time into coaching, and it's something I'm happy to do, and it makes me happy. Like it's not just it's not just something I do. It's something I do because I love it. I've coached all of my kids at least one season in basketball, including my two that are, let's say, non-athletes. And those are just priceless to me. And my son now plays on my travel team, along with a bunch of kids, man. I just wouldn't trade those boys for anything, man. Like, they're, to me, they are like my family, like my kids.
Yep.
I've told them all I'd fight a bear for them, like before the season starts every year. I tell them, you be respectful. You're not going to argue with the referees. You're not going to argue with other players. I will take up for you. You let me do all that. You just play basketball. And that's really the way I feel, man. Like these are my kids. These are my people. I spend a lot of time with them, and they grow on you, man. It's every year. Like at the school team, we're sixth grade. From third up to sixth grade, and when these sixth graders, move on to the seventh grade, and I'm not going to be their coach anymore, it destroys me every year, man. Like you'd think I'd get used to it,
Right.
but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like watching your kids grow up, man. You can't stop it. It sucks.
Yes, I was a witness called at his brother's trial. I actually recorded his brother confessing to the crime. So I recorded his statement that he committed the murder, how he committed the murder, when he committed the murder, and specifics that only someone who was at the crime scene would know. Now, my view has changed. I don't think he was the only one at the crime scene, but I still think only someone at the crime scene would know what he was, told me. And oh, that's great. I don't know how to pronounce that. Snoopy, maybe. Or play on letters, play on words. Snoopy. I'm working my way through all your previous videos. Enjoy. We've had some fun with those, and especially like the little mixed, tapes and tapes. Here I go with tapes again. Hey, throw me a hand, or throw me a one in the chat if you ever owned a cassette tape. We're gonna see how old people are now. We're getting ready to see some ages. Hang on, I just got a request.
Man, I was going to say something about it.
I wasn't even paying no attention. I was looking at the chat, and
I just kept looking. I was like, God. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I gotta send you this one. I gotta send you this picture of Fiji, man.
Oh, dude, don't ruin my dinner, dude.
Dude, I think you might think she's hot.
I might. You never know, man. I've slummed time to time.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna show this to you. This is a woman called me fat right here. Let me look.
Seriously?
Yeah, don't be printing that out and hanging it above your bed. I know how you are.
Dude, I'm such a fanboy now. Good Lord. I'm going to be nice.
Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is? She actually turned Ernie down for a dinner date.
She probably heard about that. Oh, no, she seems like it's ball cheese, so I don't know. That's sad, man. All the way around. But it sort of makes sense that they're buddies. She was in there raising lunch money for him today.
Yeah. Well, he's got enough lunch. He got enough lunch money to do it for a week or two now, I think.
Yeah.
But if I know Ernie, he'll blow that on something.
Oh, yeah. Probably a big bag of meth.
Yep.
Script pills, something. It'll be something. He's always got something to do with other people's money. You know.
Yeah.
How old does she look? I would have to say like mid-60s probably or
I
older.
was guessing just, that's not, maybe that's not actually her age, but her looks,
Yeah.
she definitely looks over 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. What's that old saying? Been rode hard and put up wet? Or rode wet and put up hard? I don't know.
I don't know. She fell down the ugly tree, hit every branch on the way down, started gnawing at the roots at the bottom. I don't know. It's pretty hard, dude. Pretty hardcore.
She looks her age. I don't know. I just
I can tell you this: she looks her voice.
well, the thing is, like, the only reason I even question her looks at all is because like that was her big come at me was Jimbo, you fatty 2x4. Is that the best you can do? Come on, man. Like, one thing I'm not is insecure. Those of you who have read the book, I'm pretty sure that you can tell that in my life I've not been insecure, and I'm not insecure now. The only reason I don't show my face is we do these lives usually, and it's like 3 a.m. I'm sitting here in my underwear. Not underwear, pajamas. Sitting here in my pajamas.
Damn it, Jimbo.
Damn, Matt. Now you ain't gonna be able to sleep, are you?
Between that picture of PG and that, dude, I'm afraid to close my eyes.
Not underwear, pajamas.
I'm afraid to close my eyes now, man. Afraid somebody's gonna get me.
Oh God, somebody's gonna make an audio of that thing, and here it's gonna be Jimbo sitting in his underwear talking to everybody.
Yeah. Talking about
my underwear.
Kids are probably in the room.
Yeah. Oh no. No. I mean, even that night, my kids came in the room. Like I turned the camera on because that B word was in here ranting, and I wanted to see my kids. But I had my shirt off, but I wasn't sitting here in my underwear. But I had my shirt off. I don't. Anyway. But anyway, that's the whole reason I was even curious about PG's looks, if anybody's ever seen her, because she never, as far as I've seen, shows her face on her lives. But boy, she gonna call somebody names. I mean, if you're gonna call people names, then just at least show your face, right? Somebody's saying the F word. Is that Tracy? That ain't Smith, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's not how you spell Tracy's name.
No, it's not, is it? Hers is a unique spelling of the word Tracy.
Yep.
Well, Tracy gets old earns of skin crawling too now.
Do what?
Said Tracy gets old earns of skin crawling too.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Like, why do you think it's such a big deal that they're not allowed in the groups.
Well, and
Tracy was part of that movement.
that's part of like when he was telling me he didn't harass women. I said, well, what about Tracy Smith? First, he tried to act like he didn't know what I was talking about.
Then try to say she attacked him.
Yep. And then, of course, she's attacking him. Okay.
I can honestly say this. Tina and Xander started it.
It don't matter who started. Here's the thing. It's a female. Like
Right.
even the CG. Am I calling her names and calling and putting her address out there and telling people that CPS should be called?
Right.
Oh man, like that ain't no reason. It doesn't matter who started it. Even
I wasn't justifying Jimbo. Don't get me wrong.
No, I know. I'm just saying it don't matter who started it. But why? You know, that doesn't give Ernie, even if Tracy did start it, that doesn't give him an excuse to.
I understand, dude. I wasn't finished with what I was saying. That's all. I was going to say Ernie jumped in and started swinging on multiple people, most of them women except for me. And he did this in our community. Like,
I understand what you're saying. I just don't understand why the word she started or he started doesn't matter. You know, that's just.
I was just telling the story about how it happened, man. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Well, you know, it's just that schoolyard mentality of like, you know, let's nana and a boo boo. That's what I'm talking about. PG to begin with. Like, that's the best you can do is come up with a little schoolyard fatty 2x4 kind of stuff. You know, or 4 eyes. Yeah, I wear glasses too. 4 eyes, fat boy, whatever you want to say.
I can cut on myself better than anybody.
Had a few years there where I had some pimples on my face. But you know, the childish tactics just shows what kind of people are over there flocking to the Kool-Aid master. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that, you know, I wasn't just trying to call you out by saying it don't matter who started. I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of mentality. Like, you say something like that, then they're going to say, no, you started it. You know, of course, Ernie says Tracy come to him first because Ernie's never wrong. Ernie always deflects.
He just didn't like her standing up for herself like she did.
Exactly. And it really bothers him because it was a woman that did it.
Yep. Because he likes to have that dominance over him.
Yep. Well, you see with the and their names haven't really been brought into it, but Ernie knows who it is, and Xander and Tina know who it is. Now, they'll say the things about the woman, you know, the one who Ernie touched inappropriately, and then claimed, well, it was only her hair and all this, that, and the other. Well,
still her body.
But they don't say nothing about her husband. You know, like, well, she's lying or she's reading it the wrong way. But they don't say nothing about him because they're quick to attack the woman. That's what I'm saying about the whole group of them, man. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying about Ernie. Like, when I told him today, like, you stop attacking these ladies, you stop threatening to call CPS when somebody's, you know, makes you look like a liar, because that's easy to do. You know, his whole family says he's a liar. You know, and then I'll call truce. But you know what? It ain't never gonna happen. It ain't never gonna happen. The only end in sight is getting him removed from social media. Once he's removed, then you don't have a. They're still hung up on PG's face, I think. I'm sure you web sleuth, somebody will show it. I'm sure. But see, I'm not gonna get into that. But there are people who have it. So if you really want to see it, I'm sure you can find it. But But yeah, this the whole mentality of let's go attack this woman. I don't know if it's subconsciously they do it, man, because they feel like a woman might be weaker. But I'll tell you right now, Tracy Smith ain't weaker.
No, she put a hurting on you.
Yeah, I mean, she came at him just as hard, if not harder, than any of us have so far.
Yeah.
And she's the reason why we have the screenshot where he said he sued everybody. Did you hear him tell me that wasn't true today too? I didn't say I sued everybody.
Yeah, he did.
I know he did.
We've got the screenshots of messages to people.
I know.
I think to Tracy, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, and he was telling speaking of the screenshots, Ernie got all these phones where he keeps all these pictures and screenshots and voice recordings and emails. Like, dude doesn't ever get rid of anything he thinks he can use, right? So when he's talking about Lucinda talking to Shelby or whatever in prison, coming up with their stories.
Yeah.
And I said, who told you that? And he said, she did. I said, okay, well, show me. I don't have that.
Yep.
And don't you think that's something Ernie would have?
Yep, sure would be.
Like, he'd have that right near the top of the stack, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
And now I have been told by other people familiar with it today that it probably is true that Lucinda and Shelby struck up some kind of more than a pen pal relationship after he was charged and arrested. But still, if Lucinda told Ernie that, he'd have a screenshot of it. Or he could just pull it up on one of his Facebook accounts and look it up. That's what I do now, even though Ernie's deleted so much. And I showed him today a bunch of those messages that he's retracted and took out.
Yeah.
He's deleted so much, but I can still type his name in the search in my messages, and it brings up friggin' probably 10 accounts that have been deleted of his where we've had conversations. And some of his sisters. Yeah. But Lordy, I just seen PG on Loose Lips last live. She was actually on there. Like, she came on and showed her face on panel. You have to make a show straight out of jail. Well, he was already famous coming out of jail. Like I said, I watched him on live videos all morning before I went down there. But, like I said, I offered for us both to just turn our phones off. And he didn't want none of that. He's got to have his flock,
He's got to have his Facebook. Help me.
Yeah. Help me, Facebook.
I'm sure it's just that live audience that he's attached to.
He thrives off of it.
Yeah. Even if it's one, he thrives.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs it. It feeds him. It feeds him. Not just literally, but figuratively, it feeds him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Ernie and PG will get together. I don't know.
Maybe have some little Ernies.
See this over in the chat, but he has an arrest record that says 5'8". He does, and he has one that says 5 foot as well. But those are now his mugshot. It's right there in front of the thing, isn't it?
Hey Jimbo, what address did he give on this last arrest?
It's Corbin, Kentucky. I think it's the same address he gave when they arrested him at Fields. Which
was that your address?
Yeah.
Your old address? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Makes sense.
Of course.
It's the closest thing he's had to an address, besides the hemp store.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he gets shit at the hemp store, but
Oh yeah.
it just shows his lack of availability.
And I think that is really a strategic move on his part.
Well, misdirection, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like giving the cops a different name when you get pulled over, kind of thing. Yeah, you're right, Spooky. Ernie has never done anything but scam people. Scam people, harass people. Pick your poison, and a lot of times it's both.
Yeah.
So what you guys thinking about the response from Shelby over the lies that Ernie and Amber like to talk about with his mother? Pretty enlightening. Pretty enlightening. I mean, you can tell the guy loves his mom, and he understands that she's sick. It just seems like Ernie and his sister can't figure that out. They're still going on that animal instinct of theirs.
Yeah. I'm answering a message here, and I'll jump right back in here.
We're ready. I'm just sitting here reading comments. Everybody's still chopping it up. I love it. Yeah, Blue Eyes, I think he is the most honest out of them all. Really do.
Oh, Shelby?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And even though he's not talked about his involvement in this King thing, a lot of the other truths have been spoken by the man. So I'm not saying if he says he didn't do it, I'm not saying that that's the truth. But, I mean, so far, percentage-wise, he's hitting pretty good.
Yeah. I like Shelby. I think he's a product of his environment, but not a complete monster. I think he has a soul. And I've said it even when Shelby was, I thought he was the only person involved, and I still think Shelby, I know Shelby committed the murder. He told me he did, and I believe him. We can discuss that at length anytime, but other than that, like what time I did know Shelby in those couple months, 3 months, from when he got out of prison to when he went back to prison, like, I mean, he was super nice to me, man. If I needed him to do anything, of course I offered to pay him, but like he was there, man. He would do whatever I needed. Mow the yard, which we didn't really mow the yard, but not at that house. But things like that, when I had him move that furniture around, like, just different things. We bought a TV. I remember he helped carry in like a big old 70-inch TV, and that was back in 2012 and 13. So you met, a lot of him today.
Yeah.
And so I mean, just the kind of guy that was, one of those guys, you just good old boy, like easy to get along with, was super respectful. You hear how he talks to the investigator? Like he's always like that with my mom, with my wife. He didn't cuss around my children. He didn't act like a fool. Like for years and years, every time Ernie gets mad, he'd throw his hands up there and throw a fit and stomp and cuss and and be mean and mad and threaten he's going to whoop somebody. He's going to whoop this and whoop that one. My kids laughed at it because it was, kind of funny the way he acted. But with Shelby, you didn't see that kind of thing because he was just too respectful to act that way in front of our family. And, there's just so big of a difference between his demeanor and Ernie's demeanor. And, it is what it is. But you guys are seeing that. Like, you guys see Ernie on his videos trying to be the puppet master and trying to be, something he's not. And then you see Shelby like talking to a lady like a lady.
Yep.
Has anyone explored murder for hire? Murder for hire for Ronnie
Do
King?
what?
Are you talking about for Ronnie King, Darth Vince? Like, explored the fact that there may have been a murder for hire on Ronnie King?
I think you might be talking about that other dumb shit that Ernie likes to talk about.
I don't think so.
No.
No, look at the question. It says, has anyone explored murder for hire?
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, who would have hired somebody to kill Ronnie King? I don't know.
Did you see the highlighted comment?
Shelby's tests was switched. What tests? What are we talking?
I have no idea.
DNA or I'd like to discuss it.
I know the alibi that he claimed he had was the same woman that he used her car all the time, and that was seen leaving the scene of the crime.
Glad you brought that up, because Ernie gave another explanation on that one tonight, right?
Yep.
Did you hear him? You know what I'm talking about, Matt?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about when I was talking to him?
No.
And he was talking about Lucinda, and he was talking about her car.
Oh, about Shelby and her?
Well, I'm talking about the night of the murder.
Oh.
He said Lucinda was at work.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I thought she was your alibi. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Of course he don't remember.
I mean, was she your alibi? Did you have her car? No, she had her car. It was at work. Well, I thought you said she was your alibi.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Bring your pet to work day.
Anytime he gets caught lying, he don't remember all of a sudden.
So
He said he returned. He actually said the word, I did not go back. And he said it twice. But to go back, and we're doing this play on words like he did on Don Wells's words. To go back doesn't mean, or to go back would mean you have been there, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't go back to somewhere you have never been.
Right.
You just go there. Now, if I went to Walmart today, and then, if I'm getting ready to go over there now, then I would say I'm going back to Walmart. But now, if I'm going there for the first time today, I'm going to say I'm going to Walmart.
Yep.
Makes sense?
Yep. Sure does.
Yes. I would like our investigator to ask Shelby what he thinks about Ernie's alibi being switched today. Like, Shelby's going to know that there was a meeting at McDonald's. I know it's going to come out. So I wonder what he's going to think when he hears that Ernie was caught up in a mix-up about his alibi. When he hears that Ernie says, Lucinda was at work. And, well, how can she be at work if she was your alibi? Because he was trying to say her car couldn't have been up there, right?
Right. He tried to.
Yeah. In doing that,
backtrack out of it too.
In doing that, he shot his alibi in the foot.
Can't have your cake and eat it too, man.
That's right. Just like when Shelby says, I can't be in two places at one time. Neither can Lucinda. Right?
Exactly. Ernie needs to get his story and try to come back again so we can shoot it back up with holes.
Hey, if yeah, I was going to say if anybody talked to Ernie, he wants to come on panel, let him know that we'll have him on here. But we all know that's going to be shot down, right?
Well, he's got to have permission from Tina first.
Tina, and evidently the dragon breathing nose, Lisa.
Oh,
Like, I seen somebody say an update on something here. What was that? Oh, look up update Harlan County murder case back in court after mistrial. Yeah, there's a few excerpts from the WYMT that was on. You can Google them and they show up. But if you want to see not just the excerpt and you want to see the whole thing, look through our YouTube channel at our videos and watch the trial.
Yep, it's all there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And we're going to go over some more of that stuff real soon. Today was just full of goodies that we didn't need. We didn't need any extra curriculum.
Scarlet Rose, yes, Shelby knows that Ernie's calling him a serial killer and all that kind of stuff outside. And yeah, he's pretty much informed on what Ernie's doing. Sorry, I just seen a question.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Answer them when you see them. And a lot of times you'll hear us, interject and do that, but because we don't want that question to get by without us forgetting.
Yep.
I've got COVID brain fog, and Matt's got THC.
Yeah, represent 420.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I know we joke and everything about this super soldier shit, but I mean it's been talked about a lot the past couple of days, but the fact that Tina, Xander, the flock, they all feed him this shit. They I guess I mean they're like servants to a god, the god complex. This is what Ernie feeds off of. And it's all crazy shit. But he's getting that adoration from these people, so he's continuing. And it don't matter if a friend of 20 years is staring at him, telling him, look, man, you need help. It don't matter to him because he's got that flock over there saying, oh, Ernie, you're the best. Thank you for what you do. Like, seriously, man, it's extremely sad. I mean, just watching our friends and neighbors deteriorate like that.
Yeah, Lynn Carter, there was no 7 judges. That's I don't know where Shelby actually gets that. And from what I'm seeing and understanding now, a lot of things are being fed to Shelby from people like Amber. And I'm sure that he's heard that. But there wasn't 7 different judges, no. Thelma, do you remember who the judge in Harlem was before Ken Hendrickson?
Yeah, it's already.
Russell Allred.
Yeah.
Was he the judge when Shelby first got arrested?
Yeah.
Okay, so Russell Allred was the sitting judge, we think, when the murder took place, and then was no longer the judge at all. It wasn't that it was switched because of the trial. He was no longer the sitting judge in Harlan County. So Ken Hendrickson took over the case and he finished it. That's the man in the videos, conducting court. The Honorable Judge Kent Hendrickson. So, and Shelby's also, like I said, he's communicating with our investigator, and she's starting to understand his writings and his language a little more. His language habits or the way he speaks, his patterns, and starting to interpret what she believes he's, actually saying. And we may get her to explain that someday on exactly, why he's saying 7 judges, 7 mistrials, and all this stuff. Now, because Shelby went to court multiple times while he was in jail, but it wasn't always about the murder of Ronnie King. He was answering for other charges that he accumulated while he was in jail.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's and that's, that would go along with that intellectual disability thing. Also, he believes, or could believe that when he's in court, it's about that. And that was, since there was nothing extra done to him, then he may consider that a mistrial. I don't know. But, like I said, we're starting to, especially our investigators, starting to understand a little bit more of what he's trying to say. And it's not necessarily that he's saying there were 7 judges and 7 mistrials. If that makes any sense. I know you guys have to cipher through my hillbilly. So, and I know, especially the later it gets at night, the more my hillbilly comes out.
Right.
Hey, throw a 1 in the chat if you are fluent in hillbilly. Let's see how many Eastern Kentucky and Tennessee folks we got in here. Now, I'm going to throw a 1 in chat because I am born and raised Eastern Kentucky.
Damn, you threw a lot of 1s.
Somebody else threw a 1 for me there, I think. But yeah, I'm Eastern Kentucky.
East Tennessee.
Danny L, the Cali gal. I said one of those guys I read somewhere wish they all could be California girls. Oh, that's a song.
The Beach Boys and David Lee Roth.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that David Lee Roth remake was awesome. I love that. What do they actually call it when a song? It's a cover, right? Not a remake. Cover.
Right, cover.
That's
what David Lee read.
Oh, we got Australia. Heck yeah. Lived in Tennessee for 20 years. Sorry that you lived. I'm just kidding. Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't blame you. If you I'm not asking for your guys' location. I was just saying if anybody spoke hillbilly, and but yeah, you don't have to put your location out there at all, because there are complete imbeciles that will try to use that information against you.
Yep. But yeah, definitely throw a 1 in there if you know what a yuns is.
Yuns, yes, yuns. Here you go. Let me show you how we spell it now. Yuns.
Yuns.
So if anybody's got the correct definition, throw the 1 up there. I just saw a question that I wanted to answer. Now I can't find it. Oh, was Ernie star witness for the prosecution? Yes. Yes, he was.
And he cost him the case.
Yes, it did. Ernie's credibility, or lack thereof, is 100% the reason that there is a reasonable doubt in this case. I mean, you've got a murder confession with details about the murder that only someone present at the murder could know.
Yep.
And you still, not just a 1-person hung jury, you got a 6-6 split because your star witness is a jackass. Sorry. But it's after 3 a.m. We're allowed to say the A word.
Yeah. Ernie definitely cost him that case.
Yeah, I heard there was a lot of stuff going on YouTube today. The West arrested and all that. I'm not familiar with that, but I heard it's a lot of people that have worked into that coverage have been really shaken by that today, and whatever the reason, I don't know. Like I said, I know nothing about the case. Only that some of the people that we know are shook a little bit because of what happened. But so if you guys don't mind, throw up some praying hands or hearts just for those people who are are shook by the news today. Let's see. I strongly believe what I learned today and things that was caught on in statements changed today alone. I believe Ernie is the one who really murdered that man, even since Shelby admitting he's trying to save face. Yes, I remember hearing Yuns in PA. Went way up there, huh? Way up there.
Still Appalachian.
Yeah. The accent's quite different.
What's that?
Accent's quite different.
For sure.
Like, we're talking about something that, illuminates a room. What do you call that?
Doohickey, I was pouring some water into my jug, man.
Oh, was it? Oh, surely not. No,
Not
surely
making
not.
bubbles.
Yeah. But, what I'm saying, Matt, you know what illuminates a room? What do we call that?
I'm lost.
Well, I call it a light.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Most people don't pronounce it that way.
A lot.
Light. And although I don't say it anymore, when I was growing up, I believed and used to say the word fire as far.
Far.
All the time.
Say
all the
oil.
Time. Oil.
I love it.
What do you mean? Yep. What do you mean? What are you saying? What are you saying,
I
dude?
didn't say it. You said it, not me.
What are you saying? Light bulb. Yep, light bulb.
Dude, I get shit all the
know?
time from my friends up here. So,
I don't know. How do they know he's guilty, and did they find the boys? I have no idea on this case, guys. That's I've literally done no research on that. I don't know anything about it. But I'm sure that there's plenty of coverage that's I heard it was like a huge deal. So we're talking about that case now. Huh.
I don't know. They say pop in East Tennessee too. They also call it dope.
Yeah.
Bonnie.
Ronnie.
What?
Ronnie said, I feel so boring because I don't have a cool accent.
I wouldn't call it cool, but it is what it is.
You don't call it cool, you call it cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. There are different dialects within the Appalachian vocabulary, but
what do you call them?
Huh?
What do you say about what were in different what in the vocabulary?
I said there's different dialects in it.
Oh yeah, dialects.
Yep.
Dialects.
Like,
yeah,
dude, you can go from Cosby to Del Rio, and it's going to change. It will, man. They got their own, it's almost like, I don't know, those tribes in Africa that have their own different languages and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's almost like what they do out in Del Rio, man.
Don't know who Wanda is, but Ernie is not in jail. Not anymore.
No,
it was this morning. It was this morning, and then he took a urine test and passed it, flying colors. Or did he?
Burn. Wrong.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? Now, I wonder if he's even going to mention that tomorrow or today.
Yep.
Is he going to say anything to refute or rebut that phone call showing that he's an outright lying scumbag? Are you going to say anything to save face? Are you going to make up any lie? Or are you just going to skip it? You're going to skip it until somebody comes in and trolls you, right? And maybe you'll see the question. Maybe Tina will zap it first. But we're asking it now. Why did you lie about taking a drug test?
Yep.
If you don't have nothing to hide, then why lie about it? To avoid it. Don't make no sense to me, Matt.
Nope.
Mr. Matthew Kemper, don't make no sense to me.
None.
Hey, here's you one. Don't make nary bit of sense to me. You ever heard that one?
Nair.
You ever heard that one? Nary
That's
bit.
like Twice, man. Twice is one of my favorite ones. And I'll be yankied out with my talk, and then I get to it, and it's just like pure gold. Yeah, I see all this talking about Ewans and all that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I think it was Jenny.
It's a buggy. It's a buggy. Glitter is forever. It's a buggy.
I'll say Jenny Penny was talking about the first time she ever heard Yuns or Ewans. It was from Jamie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jamie Cosbanian, so yeah, it makes sense.
Hey, Jamie does say Yuns a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
But honestly, I mean, it's one of those words down there.
Yep.
Yuns.
Yep. How about over yonder?
Yep.
Over yonder.
But the one that got me the most was when somebody asked if I wanted to sup a dope.
Do what?
A sup a dope.
Oh.
Basically asking me if I wanted to drink some soda.
Right.
I'd never heard it called dope before. I was like, man, my dad's standing right next to me, man. Don't ask me if I want some dope.
I thought you were actually talking about dope. I was like, because I never heard that either.
No, man, that's what they call soda, man.
Wow.
Or as they say in Alabama and Georgia, Coke. Everything's Coke down there.
Everything is Coke. Yep.
But it's in the headquarters of Coca-Cola, so that and RC, so I get it.
Yeah. And now also, like my family in Alabama, like if they're going to give you a ride, let's say they're going to give you a ride to Walmart. Let's say I'm gonna carry Jimbo over to Walmart.
Yep.
Well, that's going to take some effort.
Carry
my big ass all the way to Walmart.
Yep.
Just ask PG. It's going to take a while.
What's that?
Just ask PG. It's going to take a while. Carry Jimbo over.
Dude, I don't even understand that lady, dude. I mean, how does she come to worship Ernie like she does, man? I mean, she gets on his lives. He does what he wants. He tells her to block people. She does. I mean, it's just like, then she shows up today in his chat when you're giving him the business. It's like all over again, dumb shit.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it.
Gossip, that is 100% a true fun fact.
What's
Coca-Cola used to be made with cocaine.
Yes, absolutely. Right around the same time that the Civil War was going on. In fact, I don't think it changed until the early 1900s.
Blue-eyed bandit, I actually thought about, because Walmart's, like I said, just a couple hundred yards over past the pilot station there where McDonald's is. I thought about going and getting one of those Walmart drug tests and bringing it with me, but I was afraid of two things. One, that he would be gone before I got there if I did that. And two, I would have wasted my money because he wouldn't have done it.
Right.
He would have just said, I already took a drug test.
Well, I mean, when he was talking about it today, I was over here like, dude, make him take a test. And I mean, well, he did try to get your stack of cash, I guess, your money. over him claiming you said something you didn't say.
Yeah.
They were finding a time.
They never did show that, did they?
No, they won't, because it didn't happen. I can't even remember what exactly it was, but I know it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Oh, it said that you and Benny got him arrested.
Yeah, we got him arrested.
Yep.
We.
Yep.
Nope. No, it didn't. Didn't say that. Listen, if I had something to do with it, like if I was involved, if I'd called the police, you better damn well believe I would take credit for my part in it. Wish I had. Wish I was one of the guys. But, let's see. Online high five to Benny. You know, say that. I know I'm on my laptop, so I can't see the emoji buttons, but I would throw him a big emoji high five right now. Somebody throw Benny a high five for me right there in the chat. Because you know what? Benny may have saved Ernie's life.
Yep.
Honestly. Just for him being off the street, out of the middle of the road for 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Might have saved somebody else's life. Well, you know, what if a kid is driving? You know, and when I say kid, I mean, you know, anybody in their young years, you know, anywhere from 16 to 25, you know, that's a kid to me. You know, what if a kid was driving, going to school on the way to work, and didn't see this fool and hit him and killed him?
Yep.
And they got to live with that, man.
Yep. It's going to scar him. It'll scar him.
Yeah. Time you work tomorrow, Matthew Kemper?
I work early tomorrow, man. I think I get out at like 4 or 5.
Hot dog.
So I know that Jamie's got a live stream planned for sometime tomorrow after that.
Yeah, I've got a doctor's appointment at 5:15. It's kind of late, but
damn, that is late for a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, but it should be in and out because I'm sure they're going to be wanting to go home.
Is this the experimental surgery to remove your lady parts? Sorry. I had a Ricky Bobby moment. He's watching too much Help Me Facebook. Damn, did you put me on mute again, man?
No. Just sitting here trying to think something to make fun of you with.
Couldn't do it, could you?
Oh, yeah, I could. I'm just not going to stoop to your level.
Oh, you know you would have taken that jab if you would have had it.
Oh, yeah, Jenny Penny. Dollywood is killer, man. It's so fun.
Dude, I haven't been to Dollywood in like 25 years. Well, since about the time it opened as Dollywood.
We had season passes for what, the last 4 years, honey? Yeah. Us and the kids. And like we had them this year and we only went once. Got season passes, only went once. But, you know, the kids love it, man. We walk around and it's good exercise for me and the wife, you know, walking up and down those hills at Dollywood.
Oh, yeah.
But,
well,
they
I was going to say it was in 1993, the last time. 93 and 94 was the last time I was there.
Yeah.
That's all. I was a senior in high school. Me and some friends sang in a quartet and did some singing out there. So, you know how they have the little bluegrass bands and all that stuff here and there through the park. It was like one of those. We were just a barbershop quartet. But Dollywood, yeah, it was killer. I mean, to me, it's more of a almost like a different aspect to what Gatlinburg is. Like it's its own little town like that in the mountains.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
If you ain't been there in a long time,
you need to go, man. You need to go back and check it out. Like Dolly, and you know she's involved in that place too.
Oh,
man.
dude, Dolly Parton is one of the best humans ever.
Yeah, she's one of the most.
She really is. She's done a lot for that whole area, dude.
Yeah, and she grew up, man. She grew up poor from the mountains right there. You know, that's her home.
Well, she helps the seniors at the area high schools in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville. I know that she's helped in Cott County before. Like, dude, you know, I forget what the name of that library is that she started, but dude, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And bringing Dollywood to that area brought so many jobs for so many people. You would not believe, because that whole area is basically restaurant and tourism.
Put a heart in the chat if you've ever heard Jolene.
Oh, that's a beautiful song. Love it.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Now I'm gonna never get out of my head now. I'm gonna go to bed hearing Jolene. Jolene.
Elaine, yes, that's part of what that library that she started does, is giving away books. She also helps buy books for seniors in high school for their first year in college. She's almost, when it comes to education and kids, she's a lot like how LeBron James has been. I don't care about his politics, but the man has helped a lot of kids, underprivileged kids at that. So he's done it for the inner city. She's done it for the rural mountain area. But it's still being done. So you can at least appreciate people that are trying to help our children.
Oh, yeah.
Not hurt them like Ernie does.
Yeah, see, I know she's got millions and she's got more resources, but she didn't always have it. But
Nope.
she's always had that vision and that dream to really make a difference. Do you think she had haters? Like I'm sure she had people who wanted to see her fail for whatever reason, but haters? Like Ernie, everybody's a hater or a troll to Ernie.
I mean, honestly, that's about the only claim to fame that Ernie's got is his pack of trolls.
Suspicious minds stuck in my head. You gotta love Elvis, and you gotta love those Elvis impersonators too.
Oh, those magicians.
What was it? The Great Elvini?
Right? I think that was Jenny Penny or somebody that said that shit.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Good stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, with this whole Ernie thing, everything that's happened today, I just hope some part of his inner being woke up to what he really needs to do. I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate and say, no, he didn't learn shit, because it's probably the truth. But I just hope that one day something happens that it just wakes him the fuck up, dude. It's like you're standing there watching somebody beat their head against a wall. You can't stop them. It's bad, man. I mean, no matter how much I hate what he's done, man, I hate seeing a human suffer. And he could get help. He could get out of the situation that he's in if he was just to get himself better, and he can see all the bad shit he's been doing and fix it. But until he gets help, he's never going to see what he's doing is wrong. And with people like Tina and his little flock over there feeding his head full of bullshit, all that's going to happen is his ego is just going to continue to be inflated. So that means zero communication to Ernie Shell, because you're just going to run into a wall of ego. So I just hope one day something wakes up inside of him. And it might take jail. It might take an accident. But I just hope something inside him wakes up, man.
Me too. Me too.
I mean, I can see your fucking concern there watching today, dude. I was like, you can tell Jimbo's been his friend for a long time. I mean, you could tell. Do I think you were being soft with him? Not at all. I think you were being a friend to him. Something that not many people has ever really tried to be. Because a lot of people has enabled his actions. A lot of people still enable his actions. Some people don't realize they're enabling it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people just try to do good by him because they're good people. I don't think he's ever going to wake up, dude.
It does not look promising.
No.
It does not look promising. So, hey, listen, guys, keep those questions coming in, because we're going to have a mini hopefully many more conversations with Shelby from inside prison. Yes, he needs help before it gets too late for sure, Sean. But please keep those questions coming in, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just to Shelby. If you've got anything else you want us to look into, now we're dedicated to this Ernie thing, and that's what we're doing right now. So, but if you have anything concerning anything, if we can help you, point you in the right direction, whatever it is, please, reach out. Reach out. We won't take your information and use it for bad, or like some people have. You're not going to have to worry about trust issues. What you say is confidential, unless you don't want it to be. But these questions we've had for Shelby so far been great.
Yep.
And he's been receptive. Like he knows that people are wanting to know the answers to some of these questions. And he's, you know what? I think it may be doing some good for Shelby to be able to communicate with people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think that's a fair assessment. But just because, this guy's been locked away and hasn't had any real contact with real people.
Right.
I know there's pen pal type things and weird things that go on with prisoners and, letters and all that stuff. But this is a different thing. I don't know, that he would have ever experienced this. So, whatever your beliefs are, if you can still, if you got a question that you would like answered, or possibly a statement to see what his reaction might be. Now, we're not going to play with his mind or anything like that, but, just like the werewolf thing, like, have you heard these werewolf stories? Can you explain? He did. And he went into pretty good detail. It was pretty entertaining, really.
Yeah.
And he knew, you could hear him laughing a little bit. He knew it was going to be entertaining for people to hear. So I agree, Ryan E. I agree. He does seem to have a gentle nature. Definitely not this persona that was fed about a savage lion, right? Now listen, he confessed to committing murder. So there is a savage lion inside of him. But as far as all this brandish, crazy talk, like everybody has an expiration date and I'm the stamper. That's my motto. Well, listen, the Boy Scouts have a motto. Shelby Shell, I don't think, has a motto. That to me sounds like the story of a guy who wants to write and sell a story.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that was his preface for it.
Yeah. It was a gruesome murder. It was a very gruesome murder.
It was sad.
That's people don't really understand just how bad it was, but
I'll not forget it. What I seen, dude. And I won't go back and look at it either.
Yeah. Yeah. Jenny Penny. She says, I'm the real killer, Holmes. Now, assuming we believe Ernie, you would think in all these conversations, if that's something he says, like he repeats the same words just like Ernie does.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Says the same kind of things in every conversation and almost, every paragraph. So if he said, I'm the real killer, Holmes, you don't think the word Holmes would have come out of his mouth at some point already?
Right.
Like that's to me, that's identifying, so I don't, that's part of the reason that I think the jury felt Ernie was lying is because of his friggin' Hollywood type story. And then the defense tells you he's trying to tell you a Hollywood story. Can you read the autopsy to us? I'll look through that part and see what it is, and yeah, I don't care. Like as long as I can understand all that, I don't care too. If I can't, maybe I have some of our team that can explain it and read it, with confidence to say what's being written there or whatever. But we'll try to get that done, and like I said, we're going to be respectful of the family
The
of the
victim.
deceased. But yeah, absolutely, we'll try to get that done. I'm going to try to get busy uploading some more content from the trial. Like the fire marshal's testimony and forensics. There's lots of stuff that it's not sensational per se, but that we'll still. I'm going to try to upload everything so it's all there. Because you guys hear the stand, and I'm not the stand. That's what I told Ernie today. I'm not the stand. Matt Kemper's not the stand.
Nope.
Stand is people, and we represent the people at the stand, but you guys are the stand.
Yep.
You guys bought those DVDs. You own them. You want them all posted? It's all going to be posted. And I've shared some of those crime scene pictures with a few people, and honestly, I wish I could go unsee it.
Yeah.
Take back. It's that bad. But as far as the autopsy report, yeah, I'll try to work on maybe if I can get some of that done tomorrow. But we may save it for a down day, like when I say a down day, like
When we don't have a phone call and stuff like that.
right. Well, yeah, no phone call, no Ernie in jail, no help me Facebook,
Right.
stuff like that. But yeah, we'll spread that content out, and absolutely we'll share it. And I've got our investigator has a Cash App, and I have that, but I haven't got her permission to use it, and I don't know if she wants to, but I'm gonna speak to her more about it, and if she doesn't want to use it, then publicly, I may have you guys, if you want to, if you send it to Cash App to her, and just put in the note, phone calls to Shelby, or for your investigator, and 100% of those will go directly to her. But don't send those yet, because I'm going to ask for her permission just to get her Cash App, and if she's okay with it, then we will. And we'll just use hers, and it won't have to go through me. Let's see, I'm trying to get a message here. Okay. But so that's something we'll talk about in the future soon, hopefully. And because these phone calls are prison phone calls, and you got they pay handsomely to use that phone.
Yeah.
It's not like even in the old days when you used to call collect, it's not like a cheap thing. They know that they can charge whatever they want. So okay, I see some. It's a stand. If you want me to soften it, that my previous profession was I can do it. Okay. Yeah. And we've got a couple of like people who work in the medical field too that, yeah, we may let you guys break it down, and if you want to, maybe come on panel and read it and interpret it best you can. And I feel like I'm rambling, but I feel like I'm missing something too. What am I missing, Kemper?
I don't know, man. I've been sitting here thinking, and we've gone over the phone call we talked about today. You've told people to bring their questions. If people need to talk to us, to contact us. Like if we are not able to help you, we can point you in the right direction. Yeah. I mean, I can't think of anything that we're missing, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we can chop it up all night over Ernie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but
You guys got any more specific questions you want to talk about? And I see, and listen, I know you guys are in it for the long haul. I see you guys chatting way after we're done and on nights, and that's awesome. You guys don't know how much it means to us to see you guys coming together as a community and fighting this evil together.
yes.
And makes it much easier for us to do what we do, knowing that we got such awesome support. Wasn't confirmed as meth, but it sure looked like meth. You talking about Ernie? Yeah, they didn't say one way or the other what it was.
Yeah, he wasn't busted for possession. He just for use.
Yeah.
Influence. So, which is crazy that there wasn't a drug test administered because of that.
Well, they don't do that.
Right. You would. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
What the controlled substance was, sort of like doing a breathalyzer.
Right. I mean, there may be many jails who do that. I said do. I know. But there's probably a bunch. I think you specified one that you knew of for sure that was, if you got arrested for something like that, then you would be tested for something like that. And it makes sense that they would. And I'm sure Ernie figured
that was the case everywhere.
Easy sell, right? Like, oh man, they did drug test me, but I'm going to say they did because nobody's going to check it because what I was arrested for, I can just say that they checked me and let me go. I mean, I got out in 2 hours, but he was caught. So yeah, I think it's a lot of places and facilities may or absolutely do tests for that when you're arrested for drugs or anything drug related. Now, Madison County doesn't even do it unless there's an officer at the hospital that is with them when they take the blood sample, or if the judge requires it before they leave, as a condition of being released. And neither was the case today.
I don't know, but I'm appreciating that comment from Doohickey. I'm a part-time meerkat and I shear sheep. Good shit, man. Good shit. And funny fact here is I was trying to make my little picture on here tonight, one of a meerkat. I just couldn't get one quick enough. So, yeah. He wants to always claim that we're like little meerkats. So, I also have one of him cuddled up with the predator. It's funny.
That is. Well, all right, guys. Let's see, Matt. I've got a doctor's appointment at 5:15, and you're off early tomorrow. So,
what you want to do, like 8 or 9, or?
Yeah, I still think 8's probably a little early for our West Coast folks.
Yeah.
So, they're probably just getting off work.
Hell, if you want, we can just do 10, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 10 o'clock, 10:05.
10:05. Us and our 05s, man. It's like
we love that
TBS, man.
Ted Turner, baby. Ted Turner Broadcasting System.
Yep.
That's where it came from.
Yep.
Old school.
Yeah, we just aged or told our age, man.
That's right. That's back when the TV only had 13 channels.
Oh, yeah. And that 13 channels is a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Before cable.
Right. Matt remembers all that. He was back around. I've heard stories. But
yeah, man, you being 29, you've not been around to see a lot of this. If
he was released on OR He wasn't just let go.
Oh, he'll definitely have to go back and
He'll have
answer.
to go back to court and answer. Oh yeah.
That's why he said it'd probably get busted down to vagrancy.
Yeah, he's going back to court. He's definitely going to face his charges.
Makes you wonder how many times this has happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was arrested in New York and put in the hospital. He was wandering around doing some dumb shit.
Hey,
just
did you
like
hear what
this
Shelby
time.
said about that?
What? Oh, about a gun?
No, about when he gets arrested, when he gets arrested, he acts like he's sick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I've said that for a long time, that he plays that sickness.
Yeah.
To get him out of trouble.
He's like
that's an apparent thing.
He's like Triple H. It's time to play the game.
Yep. He does, and he knows what to do. I mean, he might only have his GED or less, but I mean, he at least knows how to con, and that's what he does. That's how he's gotten away for so long. Yep. And it's going to keep happening. That time is coming to an end.
Yep.
And he knows it. We know it. That's why homie's having all these issues mentally, because he can feel it. He can sense it. That pressure is there. But it's on its way. He knows. That guilt, that's hitting him hard right now. Hitting him hard. Mm-hmm. Because I don't care what he says, he was involved in that Ronnie King issue. He definitely was. I don't think he killed him, but he definitely was involved after the fact. There's no doubt in my mind. And yeah, I'm saying this is my opinion based on everything I've seen. But yeah, he was involved. And you could tell when you were talking to him about it today, Jimbo. You could tell. You could hear it in his voice. You could hear it just in his voice. Not counting the way he said it. That right there is what licks the envelope and seals it. I mean, you could hear that guilt.
Without a doubt.
But he also says, he didn't do nothing. I didn't go back. But as you said, why back? That means you were there previously. And Ernie, we know, man. We know. Yeah, you're not going to get in trouble for the slaying of the man. But the trouble following it is coming at you, bud. It really is. And it's not just legal trouble. When everybody you know knows that you were involved in covering up or being accessory to murder, that's bad news bears, buddy. How many real friends are you going to have then? How many people can you trust not to sell you out for the bullshit you've done to them then? When they find that out, man, it's going to hit you hard, dude. It's going to hit hard. And the thing is we've tried to tell you to go get help and deal with these problems that you've created for yourself. You say you don't need help.
Okay.
You're not sick. You are. You're very sick, Ernie. And you're making other people around you sick, dude.
All right, guys. Thank you all for staying up with us late again tonight. And we're going to start late tomorrow, 10:05. Please spread the word about our channel, what we're trying to do here. Like I said, we're not going to get any mudslinging contests and distract away from what's really going on.
Nope.
What's really going on is we're trying to remove Ernie Shell from social media, or in the very least, get him to leave women alone at some point, some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our goal. That's what we're here for.
Well, I mean, and if people were paying any attention today, they can see the dedication you've got on this cause.
Yeah.
I mean, you drove down to McDonald's to front him.
Yeah.
So
but,
that shows a lot.
Yep. But appreciate you guys hanging out all night, and come back tomorrow and we'll have more phone calls from Shelby and some JPay's messages and maybe some more receipts on Little Ern. I'm Jimbo.
I'm Kemper.
We are The Stand.